Hello and welcome back to Roll the Bones. My name is Rob and I'm joined as ever by my loyal, faithful and challenge rating 15 players. Mike, Matt and Dom, probably a bit overrated actually. Challenge rating 12 players. Mike, Mac and Dom. Mac? Who's Mac? Who knows? Let's find out what happened previously on Knights of the Apocalypse.
Are you saying we've gained some level ups there, Rob?
And changed the name, clearly, whoever Mac is.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Okay.
I can be Mac if that's what you prefer.
Mac, yeah.
It'll be
I'll be anything you like. Anything. Just don't kill me.
Mac the Knife. I love it. What happened previously in Knights of the Apocalypse, that game that we play here?
Here and now.
There was a massive fight.
There was a massive fight. It was just a massive fight, wasn't it?
Fight.
Yeah, a little bit at the end, but yeah. One big fight against a Dread Wraith.
Correct.
And what was left of the goblins, not goblins, the orcs and the bugbears.
Yes.
And yeah, some extra wraiths. The Dread Wraith went, yeah, let's have some more. Why not?
That's right.
Scary.
Yeah, the orcs appear to have been enthralled by the Wraith, so we're sort of there at its bidding. Yeah, but it was a good fight. Sadly, it did bear witness to probably the worst string of attack rolls I think we've had in the campaign, I would argue, which was Obsidian attempting to hit the Wraith's touch armor class, which sadly was the same as its normal armor class, so he just kept whiffing it, and it sucked.
7 or 8
Horrendous.
misses in a row.
Just horrendous.
I think it
Six,
was
I think, actually.
6 or 7. Yeah, it was pretty fucking bad, man. But regardless, eventually you did prevail. What were the final maneuvers that you used against it? I think Obsidian eventually hit it with his abilities, I believe.
I think it was a curse. Yeah.
You had like a desiccation thing? Yeah, you hit it with a curse.
Hit it with a curse.
How you were.
So it was the disruption that I was trying to go for, but it was greater disruption, because normally a disrupt undead is a 0 level spell. Or a cantrip, which doesn't do very much, like 1d6. But I got, with my advanced learning feat, I found disrupt undead greater spell compendium, which does a lot more. And I fired it like 6 times and just kept missing bloody touch armor class, because I didn't roll over a 10 basically at any point. Just couldn't get it. So I cursed it. I managed to get a curse. So it had to roll instead of me, which it failed, and then I made it easier to hit. And finally, I hit it. I think once, weakened it enough for Silaster to finish it off.
The 1-2 punch combination.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. Brought it down, and then the mess hall that you'd done battle in fell silent, and you continued to have a little bit of exploration. Do you remember, or do you recall what happened after that?
Yeah, before that, we had a little conversation about death, because we'd all taken a bit of constitution damage. Silaster was... Well, being over a century, Silaster doesn't look it, but he did after all that
But he's
constitution
starting
damage.
to feel it.
Oh, no, it wasn't even
Starting to
damage, it
feel
was
it. It's hard.
drain. It was permanent. So we had to change our tactics, whether we, instead of falling back for the day, we had to take ourselves back to Valdenor, which has put a bit of a wrench into our plans, which means now, essentially, we have to do 2 days straight in one go. We can't fall back.
Yeah.
Or we haven't got a teleport.
We've lost the day, and we have no way of getting out of there on the fly.
Unless we, run and leg it, but that's going to be difficult. But we made the call because we.
But it was absolutely necessary, because Silaster was was buggered. Basically, he has barely any health at all. His maximum hit points were super low.
Yeah, gone below 40.
Ansel had taken
36.
a bunch as well, I think, of con damage.
Yeah.
Had you
Obsidian had used up 90% of his spells, so
you were fresh from fighting the Candle Men before you went into this, weren't you? Because this was a whole session last time. Right, okay.
Yeah.
Because I remember I did it in my journal last time, and I have it this time. So, that means, with the battle with the Dread Wraith, that is when you return to Valdenor via teleport. Meaning, that was on the 28th day.
We spent the night in Valdenor,
You
yes.
spent the night in Valdenor, which means that on the dawn of the 29th day, yeah, you came back. So on the 29th day, you return to Castle Redhaven. Ability damage free, or drain free. So yes, that means that you have today and tomorrow until you imagine the rise of midnight. The rise of the midnight moon.
Yes.
So, clock is ticking. Yeah, you did go to Valdenor. You did get some supplies as well. Arcane Zarya had
sent us some stuff and told us to be more careful.
Yeah, because their agents immediately detected you. I rolled for it as well, and I said do a spot check to see if you see them see you, and you were like, and you saw nothing. So that was quite fun. But then, yes, you had returned, and then you left the chamber. You had noticed that there hadn't been any change, which seemed a little surprising, given that you had been gone from an enemy stronghold. You also found something under a loose slab. I don't know if you said anything about that.
No, it was items and potions I thought we'd found.
You found a helm of battle or something of some kind, which gives you
yes, I'm wearing it.
Yes, which was quite cool. We made it into a mithril hood, kind of, or a headband.
Helm band of battle.
Helm band of battle, yeah.
Helm band.
Sure.
Headband, helm band. Yeah, 3 times a day plus add +2 to trip attempts, which, considering that's what my throwing is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Fantastic. And then you left via the next door and you found a big hole.
We did, and through that big hole, a tentacle creature appeared.
Absolutely.
And immediately seized
tendrils.
Obsidian.
Yeah, just. What was the word you used? It's not grappled. Latched did the thing.
It was a
strand.
specific
thing.
Yeah, it's a specific thing, a strand of this creature, correct.
Yeah, just attached itself to Obsidian and dragged him down the hole.
That's right.
Everything went dark and they went to a different place.
Yeah, fully moving to a completely different area within the castle, Obsidian. You have been effectively roped by a roper. And the last thing that we described was that you were still attached to it, and Ansel leapt in after you. Silaster had yet to pass through this shadowy, weird power, and that is where we rejoin the strangers. Yeah, as mentioned, Silaster, you're looking in horror down into this inky black substance, and you aren't privy to what the other two see. Obsidian, Ansel, you see this creature roiling, and this incredibly powerful adhesive is just stuck to you, Obsidian, whilst this thing wibbles and flaps its 5 other strands around you. We have already rolled initiative.
Yes.
And it is its turn. Obsidian, what is...
Oh, good.
What is your armor class, please?
Standard armor class?
It is your... well, you are attached to it, but it isn't a grapple, so I don't know whether or not that means you are entirely restrained. I suppose you are.
I don't know, because I don't know what the class feature of the monster is.
No, it is, because you
So.
still require a strength or an escape artist check to escape. So no, he has got you attached. So in that case, it's going to be against your flat-footed armor class, and we are at top of initiative anyway. So.
Okie dokie. Let me just check that the potion... it's not an amulet of natural armor. What is it? Fucking no. Magic vestment. That's the one. I've got a magic vestment plus 2 on me at the moment. Does that... What type of AC bonus is that? Does anyone know?
Well, it's not going to be adding to your dexterity. It will add to the armor of your... Yeah, it'll add to the armor that you're wearing rather than boosting your armor or your reflexes. So I would say that that will...
But I am flat-footed, so that will still add on.
Exactly, so that'll stay on. So we'll say that this will go on to your flat-footed in this case.
So it would be 15, so 16, 17 then in that case.
That is a hit, but only just. It jabs its teeth into you, biting hard upon your... around your chest. This terrible thing looks like a mix between a stalactite and like something's thrown like this weird camouflage gilet material over like a rock. Like it seems to be like roiling and changing, almost chameleon like. That is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 points of piercing damage as it bites into your obsidian. Piercing. Obviously your damage reduction soaks in some of that. It will also, as it is able to do this with its strands, it is going to try and slap one of those strands onto you. Ansel, what is your touch armor class?
13. And actually, I should be flat-footed as well, shouldn't I? So it should be 10.
That is a hit. It slaps onto you, which means because it's hit you, it can automatically attempt to drag you, which it just automatically does. It can just automatically pull you 10 feet, which it won't because you're right next to it. So it's going to spend the rest of its turn attaching to you, and that is it.
I was going to say, Rob, is that the square that I'm actually in, or should I be occupying a square, like, in the hole?
You should be in the hole, yeah.
I put myself sort of there. Is that better?
Yes, that is
I was
better.
in front of it when I was
in
grappled.
Fact, Ansel,
I feel like...
we will move you there as well. Or if Ansel, you can move yourself there, because at the moment I'm unable to move you for some reason. There we go.
Just on top of obsidian.
The reason being is because I'm really far zoomed out because I'm aware that I might have to move Silaster, who is on the other side of the map. However, we don't go to him just yet. Ansel, you are pulled into the hole, but it is now your turn. The strand is upon you. What do you do?
So what did you say? It was a strength check to try and slip the noose.
Well, if you want to try and pull it off you, I will tell you straight up. It is either a DC 23 escape artist check or a DC 19 strength check. However, that's if you're just trying to pull it off you.
Right.
So I remember we said that last time. It's impossible. I can't get away. I'd need a natural 20.
So would I.
To pull it off, correct. Correct.
Yeah. However, could I hypothetically use Dimension Door? Or not?
So you can, as far as I'm aware, you can Dimension Door with other people that are your size. You would pull this thing with you, and it is of a larger size category than you. So you wouldn't be able to Dimension Door.
Cool. In that case, I will just hit it, I suppose.
Very good. So as it hoists you over the edge, you feel your stomach go up into your mouth for a moment as you're above this looming drop once again. But your attacks aren't impeded by being held by this thing, so make your attacks.
Oh, lovely. So on its touch, 26.
Is a hit. It gives a bleeding, shrill cry.
And 17 with the second.
Also a hit on his touch. Two attacks land on his touch.
39 points of damage. Extends his claws and just slashes twice in a flurry. Furious.
Its tendrils wrap about wildly, but that's all it can do is screech as you slash into it again and again. Very good. Anything else on your turn?
I could curse it, but yeah, I'll try and curse it. That might help.
Always worth a go.
DC. Sorry.
I said it's always worth a go. Might as well.
Yeah.
Unless you have, do you have a limited number of those in a day?
Yeah, but I've got quite a few.
Yeah. What's the will
DC
save?
19 will save from it.
Man, he's actually got a really high will save, but that is not high enough. He fails, so he is now cursed.
Sweet. -2 to attacks, saves, checks, and weapon damage.
Handy, very handy.
Very good.
Can I also pull the shade to me? Because I believe it's outside of 100
Yes,
feet now, so it should reappear next to me.
Next to me.
Yeah, he's still up there, that's right. Let me see if I can go and retrieve him. Whilst I am doing that...
That's his classy name.
Just
Le Chardé.
If you're nasty.
Whilst I'm doing that, Obsidian, it is your turn. You are also bound by this strand. It's just suckered to your chest.
In which case...
What do you do as you hang
if
above
I
the
do
hole?
a touch spell, is this the same as with touch spells before? I'm already touching him?
You're already touching him, so you could just grab hold of the strand upon you. You are touching him, yeah.
Touch spell. So touch is fine, in which case can he please... I wasn't going to do this straight away, but actually, as you've just cursed him, until it's really handy, can he please attempt a will save, DC 25?
And a -2 with a curse. And the shade appears next to him. Does the shade do minuses against? No, it's his armor class, isn't it? Yeah.
Armor class and saves. No, it is saves as well.
What was the save? Sorry, Matt. It was 20.
25.
He passes, even
does the shade reduce saves as well?
Yeah, saves and armor class.
So he's minus what from the shade?
-2 from the shade and -2 from the curse.
-2 from curse, so he's -4 in total.
That's a failure then.
I just wanted to clarify.
That
is a failure.
Yeah, that's a failure.
He will, in which case, take 120 points of negative energy damage as I cast Harm. Obsidian just, it's like in a video game where you get an effect on your person, there's just smoke just pouring off him, this thick, dense dark green smoke, and he just sort of glows for a minute, and it all just pours out of him and into this creature.
Did you say 80? How much did you say, sorry?
120 points
120
of negative
points.
energy damage.
Okay.
You fucking what?
What is it like as you kill the roper, Obsidian?
Excellent. I think its tendrils will just fucking spasm, and it will do its screamy thing as the life is literally just pulled out of it, and there's a sort of spectral ghost of a roper just lingers in the air as its body just sort of falls back down the hole. that we're currently hovering above.
You are both currently hovering above. Now,
its ghost will remain there for a second and
you
then fade
you
to
both
haunt the place forever.
I love that so much. Yeah, and its spirit is pulled from it, but then you all begin to plunge into the darkness. I need you both to make a Knowledge Arcana check, please, Obsidian and Ansel, as you tumble.
Ooh, 29.
Perfect. It was high as well, really high. DC 25, I was going to say. Ansel, this doesn't occur to you. Obsidian, as you begin tumbling, you note that you're falling into this darkness. But remember, this magical darkness in there was some kind of weird material that you appear to transport through. You realise that as this thing has died, that power appears to be fracturing. Like the spell is coming to the end at the death of the creature. So
no.
You both have a decision, or rather, Obsidian, you have a decision. Ansel, you don't know this. Will you try and prevent yourselves from falling back in? Or will you try and stop yourself? You have a split second in which to act, Obsidian. So I have to ask that now.
Okay, this is split second rationale, explained as quickly as I can. To stay in this room would be useful because we're in a different part of the castle, and we need that for exploration. However, we're not all here, and I don't want to split the team up to that extent. So, going to try and go back through the portal to get back to Sialasta. I will just say the words, return journey, to Ansel. That's literally the best explanation I can do as we're falling. Return journey!
I want you, please, Obsidian, because you're the only one that understands what's happening. I want you to give me a spellcraft check, please.
I can certainly have a go. 26.
Okay. Let me just bring something up quickly. I had to realise I haven't got my notes open. Okay, as you're falling, you understand that this is some operatically enlarged version of Shadow Walk, a spell that cannot have come from the roper itself, but has been attached to it somehow. And it is your spellcraft check that allows you to thread the needle and guide yourself and Ansel as you fall through the shadow back to where you came from. How do you do this?
Literally, as the thing is falling, I don't know if, because it fell first, didn't it? It's falling and we're then sort of pulled with it.
Yes.
So obviously it's maybe, I don't know, part of it being pulled through the portal.
Sure.
I don't really know. And I can see what parts of it are going through the portal, so we just sort of almost do the sort of skydive line up, arms up, and dive through the gap.
I love that so much.
And just sort of look down as I'm doing it at Ansel, who is behind me, so that he can see where I'm going.
Curiously, because I'm in the hole at this point, I was climbing down the wall. Do I see them falling up the hole as I'm climbing down?
At the last second, literally like about 30 feet from you, you see them erupt like a cannonball. And you're actually right, you were on the side, so Sialasta, you can make a reflex saving throw, please, otherwise Obsidian is going to collide with you. DC 16.
31.
You hurl yourself
I really
out
want
of the
it
way.
to be a slow motion moment as we go past.
Incredible. You hurtle out of the other side, but because of that excellent spellcraft check, you were able to use your power, Obsidian, to guide the pair of you back through the magic as it was collapsing behind you. You felt the spell disintegrating literally at your backs as you fell back through the portal, and you land back where you came from. And thankfully, you don't take any damage because the spellcraft check was good enough. Congratulations, you absolutely mashed the roper. You are back where you started.
You guys vanished for like 10 seconds and you're back.
Yeah.
You vanished and you pop back up.
Sorry, it was we had a terrible case of monster in a hole. We were on. I think, and I'm not really sure because honestly, we really don't know. We think we were in a room on the other side of the castle, but in reality, the character we don't know.
Could have been anywhere.
We could have been literally anywhere. We could have just gone right through the planet. We were in a totally different castle. Yeah, we just, we were somewhere else briefly. It was definitely some sort of magical transportation in there. It's gone now. But we came back. It's dead. It's dead. I nuked it.
It's very dead. Obsidian. I'm sure of it.
I panicked.
Okay.
It was for the best.
Yeah.
Pretty epic. Yeah, you're back where you were. Thankfully, no minus a roper. And you look back. You still see that the door is open from the last place where you did battle. I've just brought the shade back over as well. Yeah, you could go back the way you came, or you can continue south. And there is also a door that you have not opened yet. To the left.
Oh, yeah, there is, isn't there? This is a sort of reflection of the other side, we think.
Very similar, it looks like.
More Shall we
doors
try
here, you think?
This door over here first?
Why not?
Give it a go.
There's things in here.
Yeah.
What sort of things?
You enter the room and you find a number of large vats of greyish-looking water.
Is it grey water?
Pee-pee water.
It's not what you call poo-poo. Poo-poo pee-pee water.
Well, this just looks like a place there where water is stored in a castle.
Ugh.
But it doesn't look good water.
Well, you don't know. It doesn't look like it's filled with excrement or anything, if that's your question. But it does.
I'm not going to drink it.
Something. Yeah. Well, you would have
not
to taste
feeling
it.
thirsty.
Yeah, you'd have to taste it to see. But it looks like greyish water.
Could I argue a survival check as to its purpose? Maybe.
Yeah. No, actually, no. I don't think so, actually.
That's all I got. Fair enough.
I just suddenly thought, I was like, why am I allowing that? No, you don't know.
It's not magic, is it?
You're looking at it, it doesn't appear to be magic, it appears to be completely mundane.
Except disgusting looking.
You can give me a... Actually, I'll tell you what, you can have a survival check or a spot check. It's going to be quite high.
Take survival. 18.
I'll probably take survival as well. 15.
You detect Silaster, sort of like a residue that's like on the sides of the containers, the wooden containers, like a white residue, it's sediment almost.
Like
strange.
Are they bathtubs? Maybe it's soap, guys. The white sediment is soap. It's where they clean themselves.
Yes, one small communal bathing room.
You can give me...
That's what I'm choosing to believe. I want to move on. That's disgusting. Let's leave. I don't want to know.
Okay, Okay, fair enough.
Obsidian's like, I want nothing to do with that room. It's gross. I don't like the idea of anything that could be. I'm leaving.
That's fair. That's fair. You leave.
I really want to know what it is.
I'm just trying to think. Have you got anything
I've got
like
nature.
Yeah, give me a nature check. Perfect.
I mean, there's nothing in it, but it's unlocked.
Give me a roll.
So
DC 15 to know what the sediment is.
Curiosity
19.
killed the cat, Dom.
This is salt. This is salt residue. What is in here is not just water, it's salt water.
Brine.
they're keeping things in here.
Are they pickling?
It just appears to be vats of salt water.
For pickling?
I don't know.
Salt water keeps certain things fresh, doesn't it?
It definitely keeps
nothing
certain
in there,
things fresh, but no, it's just tubs of salt water. There doesn't appear to be anything in them currently.
Weird.
It is.
What if they're hatching something?
With salt water?
Yeah, but why hatch a fish in a cat? Who knows?
Fish.
I don't know nature.
I mean, there was that.
They're hatching fish.
There was the sea
What
hole
an
that
evil
we didn't
plot.
investigate. Maybe it's related to that. Maybe it's
Oh, the underwater level
that we didn't go on.
from Grin.
Stretch. That's a hell of, yeah, maybe it's related to that random water level on the other side of the country.
This is one of those stupid things where I was put something really random in the dungeon just to make us go, what could it be?
I told you what.
Yeah, no,
I've told you everything that you
He's
see.
put it there. He knows exactly what it's for. That's the thing. Like, it's just.
I've asked
yeah,
many
it
checks.
has that.
You've done your checks. That is what you ascertain about what is in that room and what is in those tubs. Do with it as you will.
Okay.
It's just so weird.
I'm sure the answer will reveal itself in due course.
Yeah.
Yeah, but normally when that happens, we find out as Rob reveals some horrible thing that's about to kill us. Yeah,
Don't know what you mean.
there's a whip made of teeth. What could this belong to? Who knows? Oh, it's a horrible thing. It's a horrible thing.
It's
that's
so
all.
horrible.
I asked her, can you maybe do that sneaky thing where you look through the door on the sly?
Yeah, so you go to the door at the south. There appears to be like a red glow gleaming from beneath this door, under the crack.
Oh, right. I will do a hide check to open it.
Yeah, you do a hide.
silently,
Yeah,
both?
almost. Yeah, do move silently, I'd say, because you're trying to open the door quietly. So move silently, please.
25.
The door soundlessly opens. It's just quite a heavy wooden door. You note that this is a mirror hallway to the one that you encountered on the other side of the castle. At least you suspect it's on the other side of the castle. There are a number of devilish, almost infernal-looking statues that appear to gleam with a mysterious kind of light. Their eyes is where the light comes from. I believe one of you was able to look upon those statues on the other side. You learn that there was a form of divination magic upon them previously. Same goes for these, Ansel, as you look upon them with your vision.
Can we just
Yeah,
teleport past them? You do your teleport, I'll do my thing.
Possibly.
I can go 45 feet.
Sure, and we
So
can
as long
try.
as it's within that.
Okay. So you're just going to like do a running, a dash to teleport to get across the gap without being, without whatever the statues are doing happens.
With the intention that anything that could see us wouldn't.
Yes. Okay.
45 feet, isn't it?
So do you have the range? I don't know your range. Or
My
rather,
teleport range is 45 feet.
And mine's 50.
The trouble is, your Ansel, it's difficult to know. You can tell that passing through this corridor, you notice that the power that is emanating from these statues appear to be contained within the pillars that sort of like mark the corners of the room. If you see those four that are by the doors, you see that that's where the power sort of reaches.
Yeah. So you'd have to enter slightly into the range of it in order to, because that's 45 feet and that's pillar to pillar. Silaster, when you looked earlier above at the roof, do you have an idea what's above us here?
It would take us to the roof.
Right, but like, is the roof similarly populated all over? Is it broken up into regions? Is there anything we can hide behind? Like, what's the kind of layout?
From what I remember...
Would going up these stairs be instant death, is what I'm asking.
From what I remember, going up these stairs is a bad idea. Especially now that we don't have a contingency or a quick escape.
Could teleport outside briefly. It would be
Yeah,
6
but I don't
seconds
remember
in
if
the
there
open.
were any... were there any, like, spectators outside in this area? There's campfires, I know that.
Yeah, you remember
obviously we
there were
can't see whether there's-
large fires burning outside, and each had like a number of people around them.
Hang on, how high is the room?
That is a very good question. You're looking at the room and you think that it must be at minimum like 50 feet high.
Does it look like as well that the magic extends to the ceiling?
You don't know.
Good point. Ansel, does it look like it extends to the ceiling?
Very good. So I probably couldn't see that far because I can only see 60 feet. So I'd have to be directly under it to see right to the top.
You'd have to be right on the edge to probably view where it would reach. That's right.
I could have a go at dispelling one statue. Like, then we would be able to, say, get much further across and then clear the 45 feet easily.
I mean, the other option is if not, I can get onto the ceiling. I can get across. But
I mean, that doesn't really help us get across, does it?
You learn to walk on walls.
I'm not impressed.
Take some better
by
feet,
that.
Subsidian.
Randomly walk on walls.
Ansel, what is your teleport? Isn't a spell, is it? It's just an ability you have. Is that right?
I believe it is a spell-like ability.
You can give me a knowledge arcana or a spellcraft check, or if you prefer, your level, your level 12, so a plus 12 roll to see if you can learn, because we're thinking about you using your ability in particular.
Yeah, I'll use my 12 in that case.
Okay.
From my level. 22.
You think that if you took a running jump down the stairs, you could jump down off the stairs to get the height and use your teleport to go from there. So you could like dive into the area when you're above the thing, teleport, and then hopefully land on the other side. It would require a few rolls, aka a decent jump check, to pull off. But you could use the narrow corridor between the ceiling and where the magic reaches to get across that way, using the stairs to leap.
Another thought. Does there look like in the ceiling a hanging point? Like a chandelier or anything like that?
There's nothing hanging from the ceiling. What lights this room are the eerie lights that seem to gleam from the statues themselves. So there's nothing hanging from the ceiling.
I think I could attempt to go up and rig a rope so they could
you could try and engineer that. You could try and engineer something for that. It's not.
I quite like the running jump idea. I think that's quite fun. Me and Obsidian running, holding hands, jumping as far as we can.
Yeah, you know that jump is a strength-based ability, yes?
Well, it could be jump, but it could also be
-1.
It could also be it could be an acrobatics check. I realise because it's you could do an acrobatics.
1 better, 0.
Yeah, because that also counts. So I would accept an acrobatics check rather than a straight jump check because it is going to be quite acrobatic.
Well, that's tumble, right? But you can't do.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's me in 5th edition mode. Yes, tumble. Gotcha.
You can't do tumble untrained, and I don't have it as a skill.
What's your dexterity modifier, Ansel?
3.
What's your jump currently? Do you have anything in it, or is it just...
I've got a bit in jump for some reason.
We found this out earlier when we were completely scuppered by the small gap.
No, not the small
I think
gap.
I might have put some ranks in it at that point. I know I got a bonus to it.
Small.
I've got 6, plus 6 to my jump. The jump's not bad.
I mean, I'd have to get these back from you, and it's a bit grotesque, but I could give you my shoes.
I think I've got shoes. I think that's why I've got 5 in it, actually.
Yeah,
Oh,
I remember.
okay.
I remember someone had
Boots of jumping, yes.
a boost. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Okay, because I've got boots of agile leaping, which means you add your dexterity to jump instead of your strength, but if you've already got, that would be redundant.
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes big time sense. What's the plan then, guys?
I mean, it's got to be we've got to jump for it, haven't we? We've got to.
Okay, I can...
Unless
I explained to you my problem with jumping already.
You put Silas's shoes on.
Minus figures. When's the last time you showered, Silas?
He's an elf. He's probably cleaner than you are.
You know we don't shower in this. We did it once when we got covered in blood. Okay, I've got a 50
Which we are probably
teleport.
still covered in.
Do you reckon I could probably get through here? Fine. Because if I can get to the other side, I can stand on the precipice, wherever that may be, and act as a sort of point to jump to, and I can pull you and try and catch you if you don't quite make it.
The thing is, with 50 feet, you would still... If you just stood still and teleported across, you would still end up... You'd have to start in between the pillars or end in between the pillars.
What if I also did a jump?
Yeah, but his jump is...
I don't know. I mean, the thing is, you'd have to jump. You'd have to jump so high to get over. I just don't really get it.
Well, your teleport range again. Sorry, remind me, Ansel, is 20.
Mine is 45.
45. Oh well, there we go. So you really need to just get. You probably would need like a 10-foot jump from high enough up the stairs to be able to make that. So whatever there is a set DC for a running jump, I believe.
Yeah.
Can one of you guys? I did have it somewhere actually. Yep. If you can get it though,
I believe it's 15.
I thought it was 15 as well.
Long jump requires a 20-foot running start.
Yep.
Which I don't know. I'm not sure we'd be able to get a 20-foot running start in here, would we? But if we were, the jump DC is 10 for 10 feet for a long jump DC.
Okay.
Uh,
What is it
without a running start? 20. It's double the DC without a running start.
See, yeah,
Right.
that was what I would. That in my
Answer.
mind was roughly what the DC I was going to ask for was a DC 20 jump. So if you can, if you can do the DC 20
So
jump, you'll be able to do it. That's the.
I physically
Right.
can't do a DC 20. I have a -1. Even if I roll a 20, it's a 19.
Well-
So I can't do it. Ansel, with your detect magic, if you concentrate, does it work as the spell?
Yeah.
So if you concentrate on the magical aura coming from one of these things for a few rounds, you should get an idea of the power level of the spell to give me an idea as to whether I might be able to dispel it.
And if you come in and see how high it's going, because I could always just try to climb
If
up.
it's an area effect spell, sometimes area effect spells work with dispel, like it subdues it briefly before it comes back on.
Mhm.
So I might be able to subdue it briefly with a dispel. But yeah, with detect magic, you should be able to get an idea of how strong the spell is.
Sure, I can look at it for a few more seconds.
Yeah, and so you gaze upon this, and you're thinking that it isn't something to be sniffed at. And as you begin to analyze this, you're looking at the flow of magic and how it's sort of like housed within these statues, these eyes gleaming in the darkness or in the semi-darkness. You see that this is actually the spell Scry, and you know this to be operating at 5th level, as if cast by a cleric. So, level 5 is your answer.
So if I were to scale it between 0 and 9, I'd say about 5.
Yeah. Okay.
You also know
Right.
that they are individually exuding this power. So it's not
Yeah, but
all
if-
of them, they've got one each.
Which is absolutely fine. So if I was able to dispel one of these, so it's obviously it's a permanent effect, isn't it? If it's permanent, dispel doesn't get rid of it, but it subdues it for
You
a certain
suppress
amount
it.
of time. I can't remember.
Correct. Yes.
If I was able to do that, it would mean that we could then move across to in front of it and teleport the rest of the way easily. Your 45 feet will get us nearly to the door.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have a go. I'm going to aim at that statue.
Yep.
Once I cast it, if it works, just be ready to run forward to here and teleport, really. Stay close to this statue so we don't activate the other one.
So a
And
targeted
then
dispel
we'll
this
run
will
forward
be.
and go for it. Yes.
So that is, you make a dispel check, 1d20 plus your cast level to a maximum of +10 with the standard dispel.
Yeah, I'm not going to use a greater dispel. It's only an extra 2 at the moment.
The
so-
DC for the dispel check is 11 plus the spellcaster's level. Well, this is the spell's caster level. Sorry. So yeah, so 11 plus 5. So that's a DC 16 check to make to dispel it. Obsidian. Perfect.
24.
What is it like as you dispel the magic gleaming from the devil's eyes?
I think he holds out a hand and he kind of he sort of closes his eyes for a second, sort of feels out the magic a little bit, like it's sort of like he's just figuring it out, finding the right spot. It's like picking a lock, but magically. And then he just clicks his fingers and it just goes out. It's just an instantaneous thing. Don't know how long it's down for, but there we go. We can run forward to part way across now, not worrying, and teleport the rest of the way, Ansel and Sinasta.
Very good. Show me where you run to, please.
We want to say very
Like,
quickly,
to there,
if
right?
we go
Okay.
to here, your 45 feet will get us across easily, so into that square. Just there. So we're as far away from that as possible, and as far away from the rest of them as possible. So
And Silastor will just take a 5-foot step next to this pillar and then appear on the other side.
Very good. Yep, so you rush forward, and then Ansel, you don't need to do anything. You can just do it, can't you?
That's correct.
So, if you'd like to move yourself
grab
to
Obsidian's hand.
Yep, and as the power goes, you seize Obsidian, and the three of you, with your various abilities, excel and leave this obstacle behind you. There is a short moment. I don't know how long the dispel will last on there. Actually, I would have to look that up. But it doesn't come back for a fair while.
It's in with the permanent description. It'll say, but I don't remember.
It'll be off for a little while. Yeah.
Give me 2 seconds, guys. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Carry on.
So, that is you across the other side. It is at this point that I would like to ask you to make a listen check for me, please, as you arrive on the other side of this corridor.
Oh, another low roll. 15.
It's still...
Not as low as mine.
What are we rolling, boys? Sorry?
It's a listen check, please, Obsidian.
5.
Obsidian and Ansel, you're high on life and you don't hear anything. You're so glad to have evaded the...
Too busy going, yeah.
Yeah, you're too happy to have to really pay attention. Silastra, you're the only one miraculously rolling a 2 who still managed to hear this. You hear the faint strains of a string instrument playing from somewhere behind the door. And it just seems to like continue on as rising and falling of many notes. Played rather nicely.
There is some discordant playing of something behind this.
He said it was played nicely, not discordantly.
Nicely.
There is some music beyond here. Listen. Music.
Now that he's pointed it out, Obsidian Answer, you do hear the strains of some music echoing upon stone beyond.
Do we recognise the tune or the instrument?
Hey, that's a great call. Do you have anything in performance?
-3.
I think so.
And it's also needs to be done
It's
trained,
a rare time that on this channel I get to ask for a performance check.
None of us can do it.
Not trained in it.
I know. You can give me just a straight roll of a d20. Because music's for everyone. That's my argument. You might have heard it.
5.
5 by 5.
2.
5 and a 2.
The strangers don't
We're
like
not very
music.
cultured.
Did you make your roll as well, Obsidian? Was it 5?
It was 5.
Yeah,
we like music. We like the Doors.
We've seen precisely one performance in our lives, and it didn't end well.
That's
It was
true.
the fairy performance.
Yes.
We've been jaded ever since.
Yeah.
Oh, the performance at the
Shall I?
at the gate, is that what you're referring to?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Session 0.
Session
Right.
1. Yep.
We're going to have to go through the door. There's nowhere else to go. So, do your...
Yes, Silastra will do a sneak on the door. Move silently, hide, move silently.
To open the door,
Yeah, silently.
it was moved silently, yeah.
24 again.
24.
Keeping them low today.
Yeah, you're able to open the door. So You can open the door and then close it again if you're having a peek.
I have a peek. I see some bits. I close the door.
Sorry, say what?
Some bits.
A lady screams.
Sorry.
But I'd already seen everything.
Silastra blushes, but he'd already seen everything.
I'd already seen
Seen
everything.
everything.
Well, you did make note that there was a rather large individual in there, shall we say, some kind of shape or other, not far from the door's opening, and there appeared to be a number of tables and chairs, stone floor, but apart from that, really, it's quite hard because it's like you just had a quick glance in. But the music continues uninterrupted.
I'll whisper to the other chaps. It's like an inn. There's like an inn beyond this door. I don't know, a mess hall with a bar or something.
Strange.
And who's in there?
Well, there's a big guy beyond the door just there, and I think there was a musician further on, but yeah, a lot of tables, bits.
Okay. I will cast Detect Undead.
Yeah, you cast Detect Undead. What is its range?
60-foot cone.
You do not detect any undead within a 60-foot cone.
Lovely. So I'm pretty sure. Did the room look bigger than 60 foot to you? So that's when you opened the door. Roughly.
That's an educated guess.
Did it look like it went past kind of...
Not going to metagame. It looked like roughly... I don't know. It didn't seem like it'd gone past 60 feet.
Right.
Relatively small.
So no, there are no undead that I can suss out. So no vampires in there.
Okay, two choices. We just walk in blazing, you do the talking, or we sneak through, or we sneak to the other side.
Try to be friendly.
Well, you look like a...
It's an
Try
inn.
and sneak.
Just go in and be like,
an inn.
parched. I'm
Tavern.
parched. Could do with a big old pint of blood. Yum, yum.
Love that blood.
Get some blood in me. Yum, 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 yum. I fancy a vintage A positive.
What about your face swapping, Hansel?
Sorry, say again?
Your face swapping.
Oh,
That'd be great if
Yeah,
I had a face to swap.
I'm gonna say, yeah, there's no one around to face swap with.
They're dead. Yes, you're right.
They're dead, and it was yesterday that I took it.
Yes. What about the guy knocked into a coma? He's quite far away.
Downstairs, isn't he?
He's quite far away.
But yes, he would have been ideal. Should have nipped down and stolen his face again.
Hang on.
We're just going to have to go in
like
there or go
Peter
somewhere
Griffin
else.
is on the
That's
other
our
side of this
option.
door.
Obsidian, I think you should lead your...
You're a
talk
natural
about
born
things.
leader.
An honourable reader. Yeah. I think Obsidian should go first, definitely.
And tank whatever spell it is that...
He always gets clobbered first, yeah. I'll absorb the hit point damage for you guys to come blazing
You're the
in.
tank, right?
Sure. So obviously I'll have Trick turn into a crow, raven, and sit on my shoulder. Switch on the old fear aura to appear as undead as is possible.
You said you're putting on your fear aura. Okay. Right.
Interesting.
Greetings!
No.
Yeah, so lots of undead exude a fear aura, and it's normal. And they have to be within 5 feet of me for it to work. So I'd like to think, unless they're within 5 feet of me, it's just a visual thing. Just looks a bit spooky.
Sure, yeah. So there's
and then I shall just casually open the door.
You open the door. And quite right, as Silaster had suggested, you walk into a kind of tavern-like setting. There's a large bar with an even larger barkeep.
He's massive.
A ogre is at the bar and is wiping a large tankard with a dirty rag. Alright, strangers. How's it going, sir? You also note that there is another individual inside. There is a hooded creature playing a I'm trying to think of the name. It's like the older version of the violin, but I can't remember its name. He's playing a fiddle. There you go.
A fiddle?
A fiddle. He's fiddling.
He's fiddling himself.
He's not fiddling himself, Don. He's just playing a fiddle. And it's still playing.
Well, look, could have been worse. The music could have come to a dead grinding stop as we entered the room, and that would have been awkward.
You can give me a spot
It
check.
would have had to be a piano in that case, wouldn't it?
You can give me a spot check.
Spot check. 19.
Oh, yes, good.
22.
Oh, straight away.
Mine's not rolling, but I can't get more than 22. So. Oh, 17.
You all see this. This individual appears to be cowled, with sort of flowing robes. That's playing this fiddle, but there is almost something familiar about this creature because they're hooded and a long beak is exuding from their robes. It looks suspiciously like obsidian. Before you suddenly realise that it's not obsidian at all. Your feet go to the ground and see claw-like talons in the place where feet should be. Before you is a kenku.
I was about to call my lawyer.
Gimmick infringement.
Yeah, mate, you absolutely... Obsidian Plague Doctor, TM.
I'm going to sit at the bar.
What can I get ya? Says the giant ogre barkeep.
What are you serving?
Well, there's all kinds, to be honest with you. We're rather well stocked here at Castle Redhaven. We got some ales, we got some fire whiskey, we've got some grog for the orcs.
I'll take an ale.
An ale, little please.
Maybe a fire whiskey each as well.
Very well.
You really want to drink the ale? Yeah.
He slaps out 2 large tankards and begins to fill them from one of the barrels at the back. And he just slaps them onto the bar, and then he pours what look like would be shots for ogres to give them to you as well, of fire whiskey. So that basically looks like a full tankard, a normal sized tankard as a shot to this ogre.
Jesus.
Drink up then, drink up, all day.
And what do we owe you for the pleasure?
Well, your service. All here are kept watered and fed that don't drink on the red nectar, as the master calls it. Funny, I ain't seen you in here before.
We're not much for socializing.
We're normally stationed elsewhere.
So you've not been to the Red River before, then? You look and there's a sign above the door that says the Red River as the name of this establishment.
Very good.
An army marches on its stomach, but I find that they march well on liquor too.
And what's your name, and who do we have the pleasure to be listening to today?
I'm Dolug.
Dolug.
And this one, well, I think I know his name. The Kenku have a strange convention when it comes to their names, you know. You each hear a voice in your heads as you continue to converse with Dolug.
Don't like it.
And the voice simply says, "Do not react."
How do you not react, though, when someone says do not react?
I'm speaking directly to you. You see that there's a glint under the hood from the Kenku? I believe he's known as Chained Flight.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet both of you.
Not half as much as it is a pleasure to meet you. The voice comes into your brain, your brains. Order a drink and sit down. Or rather, take your drinks and sit down.
Yeah, I'll take the drink and let's sit over here. So relatively close to the Kenku. Come on, boys. Pull up a pew.
Why not?
Yep, you go over there, and Dolug the ogre goes, "Woof," and like he reaches under the bar and pulls out what looks like his own special brew. You see, in odd lettering, there appears to be like some weird name carved into the bottle, and there is an ogre gesturing to the middle of his legs. You might know this to be a brew known as Ogre's Ballsack.
Ogre Ballsack.
A classic.
That old classic Ogre.
A classic from back in the day.
Survived the ages.
Yeah, for many years. It's an establishment now.
It's handed down through generations, that company.
It was established in the third era, Ogre's Ballsack, and it's lasted ever since through wars and
I think that was
famine.
Theodrex's favourite drink.
It was the only thing that could settle his nerves before a fight.
He was always on it.
Wasn't it lumpy, if I remember correctly?
Well, you hear it sort of like toppling out of whatever he's drinking from.
Like pouring really off milk.
Yeah, like like just it's inconsistent consistency. The Kenku will finish his final strain, and he'll like bow low to the point that his beak nearly touches the ground. He doesn't wait for you to clap before he does that, by the way. He just does it. And then he will... he basically hops and sort of like perches on the back of the chair rather than sitting on the chair. And sort of like... it's like looming over you like some ghastly vulture. And he will say in your minds, occasionally say something to the other, like you're having a conversation amongst yourselves. Do listen carefully.
It's going to be very difficult. Lovely ale.
Let me try some.
You should have got your own, you cheap git.
That's not bad.
That's my bit of ale.
Why don't you try a bit of ale, friend? Obsidian.
I have fire whiskey. It warms. It's really good.
That'll do. Now I must say, Dolag was right. My name is Chained Flight. His voice still echoing in your minds. You must forgive me, but I have lost the ability to speak in my native tongue. He just goes, Rah! Makes like a shrill screech. Apart from the few words left to me, I am cursed, you see. But I have other talents that have seen me through.
Can he hear us if we think at him?
Yeah, it seems so.
That would have been a question, obviously. Like it.
Oh, then yeah, he would go. Yes, I can hear you. Or yeah, I know exactly as you are thinking. There are many psionic abilities in this world that have laid dormant that begin to awaken, and I possess the ability to put thoughts in your mind and take those you are willing to give to me.
Let me try some of your fire whiskey.
Here you go.
He gives like a nod and hands you a drink that he has. So like just having a conversation or whatever. You see that like he has like greying feathers sort of like on his chest and white spots on his beak, denoting him to be quite aged, from what you can tell anyway. And like he will look over his shoulder and say, "We are lucky that you have come here in the early hours, for when night falls, there is far more activity here, shall we say."
And have you found yourself here, Chained Flight?
Well, I am useful.
In such esteemed company.
I hear the talk in the tavern. I have been placed here to keep my... And he gestures to the side of his head, ear to the ground. He doesn't have an ear. Well, he does. I guess they do, right? But
they sort of do, yeah.
It's hard to tell. To keep my ear to the ground, as it were, for it is understood that both the master and the remaining sanguine sister want to know all of the talk of the castle. Where better than to keep someone that can listen to the thoughts of those trying to get by in this castle.
So you serve the Bloodfather?
They listen to me as I play, and in turn, I listen to them. I listen to their minds.
And what do their minds say?
Well, most of them are enthralled by the vampire's power. It is thankful due to my helpful service that I am free of such tyranny over one's will. But I am one of the few that dwell in this castle that are here because it benefits me. Until recently, of course.
How did it benefit you?
I make a pretty penny. And he sort of gestures to his rather magnificent robes. They are well kept. He is well dressed. He has a very expensive lute, like a fiddle. Sorry, like he clearly is quite an affluent Kenku. But as I understand it, every gig has a shelf life, and it would appear that this one is rapidly, shall we say, coming to its end. I've heard the talk. I know what is about to happen. And you arriving here is simply, shall we say, an opportunity.
An opportunity for who?
Mutual benefit, my friend, and I have to say I do very much like your mask. I am permitted freedom about the castle, but upon my arrival it was made clear that I would not be able to say, leave the castle?
Ever again?
For the foreseeable future, which when a vampire tells you this, you know that is a problem. I was much younger when I arrived here. I am permitted
How long have you been here?
I am permitted to travel to settlements every now and then, but I am, shall we say, compelled to return. There is
How unfortunate.
There is no place in this land that I could journey where I would not be found. So I return. But I have been here for many years. I have lost count of how many, but many years indeed.
And if you could leave, you would?
Why, yes. I
Interesting.
have heard many things whilst I've dwelt in this place. Many things indeed. Perhaps I might
Anything
share
that would help us?
all for a price, my friend.
And what currency do you take?
Yeah, we don't have much to offer.
You have your... you have much to offer indeed, for you have agency here. You appear to be moving at will. You don't appear to be enthralled to the vampire's power, and there doesn't appear to be a horde of enemies trying to murder you, so I can only assume that you are here without the knowledge of those that control the majority of this fortification.
I would like to attempt a very feeble sense motive on this guy, just to get a gauge on whether he
Yeah, of course.
seems incredibly suspicious or not, although my sense motive is terrible, but I'll give it a go. Oh, actually not that bad.
Nice.
Was that most recent roll there 17, or has it not come through?
17.
Yes, okay.
Just want to gauge, like, does he seem like he wants to leave? Like,
he does seem like he wants to leave, and he does seem quite forthcoming. He's sort of just come out with it and spoken to you about this, but yeah, you think maybe he, for the most part, you seem satisfied with him, but I mean, it's still difficult to fully trust anyone in this place, as you can probably imagine. It's a place of terrible evil. He says, worst case scenario, if you cannot arrange for me to leave, if you are unsuccessful with doing whatever you're here to do, then I would settle for control of this establishment. And he gestures at the Red River with a wing.
Control of this establishment. I mean, that's not necessarily something that we have the ability to just grant to you, but we can maybe work towards that end together.
He wants us to kill the ogre, I suspect.
If you cannot grant me what I truly wish, then that would be a secondary condition to the information I have. Yes, I would have Dolem dead. Do you understand how annoying it's been over the many years to have to serve such a brute?
One can only imagine. But your primary wish is to leave and be free of pursuit by the Bloodfather.
Could I also do a sense motive? I kind of want to get the impression if he is so desperate that actually now he knows and he's talking to us, he would use that information against us. Kind of like...
Sure.
Kind of go to Derek and go, psst, guess what? There are people who could... 28.
Well, listen, you're talking to someone that has seen an opportunity. You are looking at an opportunist, certainly. However, you can also tell that this guy is pretty sharp, and he's not used to people like you just walking through that door every day. So he's clearly like latched onto you, like, oh my god, like this is an opportunity. You think that if bargaining was something that would have worked to get him out of this little bind, he might have already done so. He might have already found something else to try and offer Derek. Hard to tell. But yeah, you can tell that this guy, while clever, he's clearly an opportunist, and he's just trying to angle himself a way out here, and would likely, judging by the conviction in his voice, the voice that echoes in your mind, he would probably do anything to do so. But that doesn't say necessarily that he has the opportunity to betray you immediately. Who knows?
What assistance can you offer us in return for our help with your situation?
As I mentioned, I hear many things in this establishment. I hear many things. I hear the thoughts and fears of those that dwell here, those that have been, those whose presence is enforced in this place, those that have been made thralls of the vampire. Anything from mindless, murderous orcs to, shall we say, certain arcanists.
What about any art devices?
He gives like a peck on the chair that he's standing on, and his black beak comes very close to you, Silaster, and then you see like his perfectly black eyes almost like flash for an instant. If this creature could, it would be smiling. Yes, you know of Erevin. Strange, for as I understand, he took a walk and did not get very far.
He got far enough.
Yes. Many concerns about what the Master is planning did Erevin have. Many concerns indeed. One of the few to harbour thoughts without them being invaded by the Master. Clearly his will is devoted to the matters at hand, the great design, and he gestures his wings to the imaginary sky. You've all been quiet for too long. Say something.
Why don't we get another round?
Yes, I'm thirsty. Is there a toilet in here? I'm desperate for a piss.
There's
Judging by the smell,
there's the courtyard where
It is the toilet.
Yeah, there is a courtyard. And the kitchens are just beyond. I do not imagine Dolug will be particularly happy if you were to soil that area. Though, between you and me, it is soiled enough.
Chained flight. We
My name.
are in need of clarity, I think is probably the best way to say it. This place is a veritable labyrinth, filled with creatures of varying power and potency. Is there some way you could help us to find the path of least resistance to the Bloodfather's sanctum?
It will be to the Crimson Tower you must go. It is the structure that is the dominant tower, and you remember seeing it, the one that's sort of attached to the curtain wall of the castle, but is like a large block of red brick that rises high into the air. Within there is the central hall, where the master would often hold court to those that he favoured. There is also a staircase that goes to the upper chambers of the tower, where only the master would walk, and those most closest to him. Within the central staircase, it, shall we say, descends. But there will be no way through that way. There is a powerful, arcane vault door that prevents any access. To pass this door will require a key, as I understand that the master himself possesses, and his most loyal servants. That is where you must go. As path of least resistance, this would be the way. Though I would urge you to make your way through the kitchens quickly. There are more powerful and violent entities than Dolug that work and walk in this wing of the Castle Redhaven.
Yes, I believe we've encountered a couple of them already.
Yes. But the information that I offer, that is only a portion of it. Before I would part with the crucial information that I have, the crucial information that I derived from Erevin, the Artificer. Then I will want certain assurances. And that will begin with an act of common interest.
Murder.
Is the act, do you want us to kill the barkeep? Is that the act?
it will be a way of expressing how serious you are. This information comes at a high price, but I, shall we say, am driven to desperation, and I see that you, my new friends, might be my only way out of this place, a place that has been my prison for many years. My voice was taken from me, but I will have my freedom. By any means.
Seems like a good deal to me.
I mean, we have sort of been indiscriminately killing as we've gone through the place. It's a place of pure evil, isn't it? Let's face it.
Why choose the habit of a lifetime?
Do some sort of detect alignment or something on the party. See if he's dead.
I don't think we necessarily need to worry about how evil it is.
Do we want the information?
Bearing in mind where it is. Sorry, Mike.
Do we want the information?
Yeah.
Right. Then we consider that payment.
Okay. I just don't want to be like...
Oh, Celestin's already gone. He's gonna fucking try and assassinate him.
Well, yeah, but...
I didn't say I'd try to assassinate him.
It's just the Kenku. Do we want to have a bit of an assurance that he's not going to straight up betray us along the way here? That he's not leading us astray.
That assurance.
Enter into a magical deal with him.
Do you have the ability to do that?
Yes.
Yeah, then let's do it.
He has to be willing. That's the thing.
Are you positing this to him?
Yeah. Hey, look. This place is riddled with unsavory types. It's very difficult to know who to trust, and I am inclined towards trusting you, helping you, offing your companion over there. But we would like certain assurances. Would you be willing to enter into a magical pact?
He will, sort of like, I think that would be his reaction. He would give like a short, like shake as if he just like let out like one laugh. I have been bound to a magical pact of a sort for many years. But what is one more? What are
This is in no way any form of control, and if you do not betray us, or wrong us, or lie to us, it will do absolutely nothing to you.
And if I do, I would like to know the terms, please.
If you do lie to us, or betray us, or wrong us in any way, the spell will be less than pleasant.
Okay. Do you know what level
it is a token of trust. It is a level 6 spell. It is Guy's quest.
Yes. Okay, he is going to do. He's going to do a spellcraft roll to see if he knows what you might be referring to.
Basically, he'll suffer agonizing pain and take a bunch of damage every day, and be exhausted. Sickened. Sorry.
Okay.
Every day he doesn't do. So if he lies to us, or betrays us, or leads us astray,
he will
or works against us, basically, is the idea. If he
will
works
this
us.
And this isn't him knowing this. I won't act like he knows this because I won't tell you what he just rolled. Will this be indefinite? So, like, he will go the rest of his life with this attached to him, or will this be for a certain duration of time?
Target one living creature. Hang on. So it functions as Guy's lesser. Duration 1 day per level, or until discharge.
I just didn't know if it was
so
like...
I can,
yeah,
I can discharge it.
This is it.
I can discharge it when I want to, but otherwise it will be for 12 days.
Whether he knows of it or not, he will, regardless, say, we have an accord, and my word, I will enter this pact.
Okay. So, in that case, I invite him to sit with us for 10 minutes whilst we have a conversation, and I sit and chant to myself.
What a lovely song you're singing.
Yeah, I sing a song in Infernal. And then at the end of the spell, I offer a hand in the form of a handshake, and the sort of the terms are, as I've said, if he in any way works against us. So works against us, betrays us, or lies to us, then he is breaking the Gaius.
Very good.
Gaius
quest. I always call it Gaius, but whatever.
Quest. Yeah, I don't know how to... Let's just call it a quest. Let's just call it a quest pact. I don't know. A magical pact. I will cross that level 6 spell off.
There is a quiet moment where the fates converge on the Red River, and their chain flights allegiance links with yours. I will tell you of Erevin, and I will tell you the secrets.
He's done the gaze quest, though. So, Silaster.
I mean, Silaster went over.
Contract.
Silaster came back when you were just busy having a waffle. So Silaster went and got a drink, came back. It's like, okay, can we kill him now?
Hang on. We were just signing a contract. You know, you like contracts, right? I was doing a contract. This one is like a magical contract. And now the magical contract is signed. Yes, we can kill him. Let's do it. I'm excited about killing the giant barkeep. I don't know why.
I mean, because I will just do it from where I am, basically.
The barkeep, Dolug, is sort of like eyeing you. You don't know whether or not that was a listen check that I just made for him.
Fair enough. Either way, I will drop into my assassin stance, and I'm going to throw a shadow garrote at him.
Okay, so that he doesn't know what's happening. So this will be a surprise round. So you can each act in a surprise round before we roll initiative. But I will quickly change this up. So Shadow Garrote, then you will have to remind me.
Yeah, it's a ranged touch.
Cool. So in that case, please make your attack.
20. He is flat-footed, or he's there as well for whatever flat-footed touch would work.
Okay. On his touch armor class, that is a hit on his touch armor class.
Excellent. And I've caught him by surprise, so that does... the damage plus sneak attack, because I am in my stance. 38 points of damage. And then I imagine he will, but no harm in trying. He could also make a fortitude save of 20.
Okay. He won't, because you immediately kill him with his HP being at 30. He is a standard ogre. What is it like, Silaster, as you immediately kill Dolug via strangulation of some kind, I imagine, with the Shadow Garrote?
Yeah, I mean, Silaster had been waiting at the bar. He came back. He was just like, okay, let's do this. So at this point, he didn't go back to the bar. He just threw the garrote and just sort of gave it a bit of a choke chain yank. It was just...
and like as you yank, like you hear his neck snap and his head just goes smash into the bar, like as you drag him down, as his neck snaps and he collapses to the ground. Bottles, the ogre's ball sack smashes on the ground, tankards go everywhere, and
as does his drink.
And there is a dull silence, and you can't help but notice that Chained Flight's gaze is surprised, thinking that this was probably going to be more of a task for you. Clearly has not understood fully the presence, the company that he currently keeps. However, you notice he tries to regain his composure a little bit and leans in, and he says, very well. And he shakes off the nerves a little. I will share with you what Erevin the Artificer learned about this place. What he learned about Castle Redhaven, and how to bring it down. And that is where we're going to take a very short break. For those watching live and out of the fact, thank you ever so much for dropping by. Really appreciate it as always. If you're enjoying following along, why not give us a follower on Twitch, and please like and subscribe on YouTube. Also, if you subscribe to us using Amazon Prime, you get the chance to name a character. And guess what? Chained Flight was a Kenku created by one of our viewers, Lucas Leon, who gave to me the idea of including a Kenku who can only communicate with psionics, and I kind of embellished him a little bit with his own story to include him in here. So if you fancy that being involved in this game, then by all means. We understand you only get to choose that one thing with Amazon Prime, but if you do, then you're very welcome to create a character who will become living and breathing in the land of Main Realm. So thank you ever so much for watching, and we'll be back after these messages. I say that as I can't bring up OBS.
Messages.
I know. Well, this is for when, hopefully, in the future, we get sponsorship and then we retroactively add sponsorship deals into our videos. It's going to be a whole bloody thing, guys. A whole bloody thing. We'll be right back. And we have returned to the Red River, the tavern within the Castle Redhaven. And the Kenku looks conspiratorially to you each before saying, as mentioned, Erevin the Arcanist, not the Arcanist, the word...
Artificer.
Erevin the Artificer. I'll write that down for it. I keep forgetting to say Artificer. There we are. Erevin the Artificer was able to stumble upon a solution to the design of the vampire. The design that he has been focused on for many, many years. The plan to use the fugue prism to conjure a fugue moon into the skies, replicating an eclipse and bringing forth the apocalypse Is this known to you?
Yep.
We're aware of certain plans in place.
Just making sure you're caught up. Well, Erevin the Artificer was not a willing servant of the vampire. He was eager to have control over many influential folk across Orenthale, and some say even further afield into the lands of Ireland. Some say Eldarium too. But it is clear that he brought the greatest minds under his control that he could, and Erevin was one of them. But Erevin, as an artificer, was able to slowly, over time, fight thraldom, fight off the powers of domination that locked him to this place. It was I that sought his help originally, for I wished to be free of my own bonds. However, Erevin got a little bit carried away, and his cover was blown, and the master learned of this. But not before I learned of a counter to the vampire's plan, a counter that Erevin had long been designing and forging within the heart of the vampire's domain. It is only with the powers of the vampire and the resources that this castle has would such an artifact be able to be created, for an artifact he did create. It is known as the Glass of Atonement. It is a powerful artifact that was really brought into existence by the minds of the great leaders of the Sun Wardens. Now, you remember about the Sun Wardens. You remember the Sun Wardens were that ancient order of paladins and clerics that had designed those mirror contraptions within the Temple of Pelor that Darek has sort of bastardized into the fugue prism set up with his mirrors. This Glass of Atonement is designed to allow the fugue prism to absorb its power. The prism, as you might already know, takes in power and then converts it. Erevin's plan was to feed the prism a very distinctive power, that of a powerful dispel effect. If the Glass of Atonement is introduced to the fugue prism, it could send a dispelling effect throughout all of the mirror system that is set up to rise up through the hollow descent and through the mountain and through the mirror line. This would effectively transform the black mirrors that you see built into the stone. This would transform those devices into mundane mirrors.
Essentially foiling the plan of the Bloodfather.
It would only be temporary. It would only be whilst it was held in the way of the fugue prism. However, that would prevent whatever is being channeled into the sky, and it would mean channeling something down instead. Hubris for the vampire to have so many mirrors. and that was Erevan's plan.
And what became of the Glass of Atonement?
Taken by the vampire. Taken to the chamber that the main control chamber, or the main device laboratory within the top of the tower, where he worked on these mirrors to begin with. It is not where the fugue prism will be, but it is a workshop of his personal use near his chambers, guarded by his most devoted servants.
You say his devoted servants a few times now. What or who are they?
The walls and the keep are guarded by the night spawn. I suspect you have seen them lurking upon the walls.
We've killed one.
He sort of like cocks his head in the way that like a bird can, and says, "Well, I hope you can kill many more than one." And it is not just the night spawn, for they are but his elite honor guard. There is, of course, the remaining sanguine sister, Saya. It is said she dwells in the tower.
Well, she should be
Oh,
there.
we'll have her.
We've done our sisters already.
Fucking have her, mate. We're gonna do her right in.
Is that the one that happened with that really marvellous dwarf?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I don't remember a dwarf. Dwarf? There was a dwarf, what?
Yeah, Swiftstone, you remember. You know Swiftstone.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Up the tower. Get the Glass of Atonement. Deal with whoever's up there. Take it down into the area. Fix it in. Dispel it. Or dispel through it.
It will need to be brought into contact with the fugue prism. This will involve taking it from the tower to the very depths of the hollow descent. This will involve somehow unlocking the door that blocks the way down there, and somehow passing through the many chambers. There are 5 down there, the 5th, of course, housing the fugue prism itself.
What could possibly go wrong?
All sounds exhausting.
And we have a day and a bit.
You understand, of course, what will occur if you're able to put the Glass of Atonement and keep it upon the fugue prism.
Not really, no. Do tell.
Isn't it obvious? If the black mirrors that cast the fugue moon into the sky are turned into normal mirrors, but for a moment, that black light in the sky will dissipate, and it said channel light back to its source.
Well, the people around here don't like
the sun.
light all that much.
I imagine there will be a cost.
Yes.
Souls that lurk within.
The souls that lurk within the fugue prism, and it is said, though I know not fully, are there being a cost to using the Glass of Atonement too, though, unfortunately, I was not privy to that information.
The other option, we have to go down there anyway. We get to the fugue prism, we remove it, and until we can find a means to release the people inside, we keep hold of it. Either way, We've got to go up to go down.
That is correct. And this is the information I have for you. That you have stayed true to your bargain, though it would be an added bonus if you were able to overthrow the power of the vampire.
That is the plan.
We'll do
For
our
sure.
best.
You have my name, though I'm afraid I did not catch yours.
We are the strangers.
And isn't it fitting that one's fate can rest with strangers in a tavern?
Very.
I shall sing songs of this and pour them into the minds of any that I meet. Of course, once you're victorious.
If we're victorious.
That is an if. There is much that stands in your way, and time is of the essence. You do not have long
We'd
before
accept
the
too long.
fugue moon will rise. You must act. And in the meantime,
You haven't.
I shall enjoy a well-earned drink in my new tavern.
Good luck with cleaning the body.
I shall set him to the dogs outside. You should be watchful of them, nasty creatures.
What's the best way to go to get to this tower?
You would want to head south into the kitchens, though, as I mentioned, I would not linger there if I were you. Then follow the corridor to the east. You will encounter another chamber, very much like the one you've just passed through, with statues, ever watchful. But then beyond there is what was once a great forge and practice rooms with many arms and armaments. Inside there is a large door that leads into the back way into the tower. The main doors into the tower go from the courtyard, which I would not recommend. And while it is true that there are many that do not like sunlight in this castle, there is an enchantment upon this entire area that lessens that effect, shall we say.
Of course. So the left door,
We
yeah?
won't count on the day.
So down.
Do you not want to toast before you go, Sir Lester?
Fine.
To our success and to the Red River, was it?
The Red
Immediately
River.
forgot the
Yeah.
name of
No,
the...
I think I did as well. Yeah,
Red
the
River.
Red River. Yes, the Red River.
And to ruining the apocalypse.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, that's bitter stuff.
Bitter.
To the many songs to come, strangers. Now go. Go. And as I realise that there are
You've gone to
slight
different doors.
holes in the doors, so you can see slightly through them because the dynamic lighting wasn't quite on that edge. So that's
Well, I've
the
seen right.
correct.
Through.
Yes. So there isn't a door in the way, so that's fine. You open that door. You see that there is a storeroom, large, massive supplies of ale in here that let the Red River run, shall we say. And you see that there is like a direct view into a large chamber. There is, as soon as you open the door, kind of like a frosty feel in the air. The temperature appears to drop as you move into this place. What do you do?
I'm going to try the other door.
Very well. You see that there is a joining chamber here, obsidian, a corridor that looks like the one that you mounted your assault against the Thrall Orcs from, but inverted.
Well, he said we should go through the kitchens, so let's go this way.
And that's the kitchen. Okay. That's a lot of blood.
So after you look through, and yes, indeed, there are huge work surfaces. This is a kitchen fit to feed an army in this castle. It is rather empty. The chef, who also is the prior owner of the Red River, would have worked here, but rather conspicuously, no one else in here. And yes, a large amount of blood that appears to be crystallizing upon the floor from the cold.
Why is it so cold?
Sort of cold enchantment, isn't it, to keep everything fresh, I imagine.
Fair enough.
Yeah, just a large,
Could be.
very large chamber. There does appear to be a set of double doors at the far end of the kitchen there. You do know that if you were to glance at where you were looking obsidian before, that chamber, that would help you avoid this place. It would just allow you to go around, or there's the double doors there.
His instructions, he said go through the kitchens and then through there, so I feel like that's going to take us somewhere. Let's just follow what he said.
Sure.
Onwards.
Okay, yeah, you move to those double doors. As you get there, you feel like an intense amount of cold almost reverberating from those double doors as you arrive there.
Oh, go on then.
You open the door, and suddenly, looming above you, there is a giant shape. It looks like a block of ice that has been carved into the macabre statue of some humanoid creature. It looms over you. I would like you to roll initiative, please.
I closed the door.
You can't close the door.
Walk away. No, I've already done it. It's closed. I didn't open it.
13.
13 from Silaster.
17.
Okay. Ansel, what did you get?
22 from Ansel.
Oh, 22 from Ansel. My God.
Yeah.
Okay. This towering creature is radiating cold, stepping over what looks like hundreds of bodies thrown into this meat parlor. You see a number of remains just hanging from hooks. This creature launches forth. One thing you got right, Obsidian, this is a method to keep the bodies cold and fresh. However, as this thing stomps forward, Ansel, you go first.
Cool.
Literally.
Can we attempt to figure out what it is before we go into rounds or whatever?
You can make a check on your turn.
I'll throw a sickening blast at it. First of all. 30 on its touch.
So, as I understand it, a Sickening Blast is an Eldritch Blast which is subject to spell resistance, I believe.
I believe so.
The Eldritch Blast just pings off it.
Oh, didn't even.
Well, we know what it is now then.
It didn't have to do a check, unfortunately. It appeared to be entirely immune to that. As it stomps forward, you imagine, Ansel, that this is something that is akin to other creatures that you faced. Immune to magic entirely. A golem of some kind.
Well, that's good. And the only other thing I can really do is try and curse it, because the curse is a supernatural ability.
It is a supernatural ability. You can definitely give it a go. What does it have to do?
I can give
This
that
is
a
a
go.
will save, right?
It's a will save, yeah. DC 19.
That is a success. Unfortunately, it rolled. It rolled incredibly well, so it passes.
No worries. Yeah, that is. I'm going to move backwards. Actually, that'll be my move action. Get out of the way, because I'm not going to be much good in this fight.
Perfect. Yeah, you move away in that case. Fantastic. As you do so, that is a good question. If he hasn't gone yet, does he get an attack of opportunity? I don't know if that's a thing or not, because you are in reach of him there, technically.
Crikey.
I'm going to say because he hasn't acted yet, he wouldn't get an attack of opportunity. I think that's the case. You have to have been able to have acted first before you get an attack of opportunity,
In reach
I
of him,
believe.
all the way over here.
No, I mean where he. Oh, I'm so sorry. I was looking at. I mistook you for.
I was going to say, he's miles away.
Yeah.
He's got reach of
He's Mr. Fantastic. I love it.
Just got a really long arm.
Yeah.
Just one really long arm.
The long arm of the enemy. Very good.
Just the one.
So, no, in that case, he doesn't get an attack of opportunity then. In that case, as Ansel, you move away, Obsidian, it is now your turn.
Is it? Oh, okay. Bugger. I don't know what to do because, once again, I don't have any spells other than summoning spells that aren't subject to. I don't really want to do that though. Summon. Okay. I can't do it here anyway, so I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. Are these tables here?
Yes, they are. Hard work
So I'm
benches
going to run around
meant for
so
chopping meat.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 behind the barrel. That's me. And there's no attack of opportunity because I just move.
Yep, that's absolutely fine. And like I said, I'm pretty sure you only get an attack of opportunity once you've acted. I think that's right. I could be wrong, but we'll say that for now anyway. It doesn't matter, because it is now its turn. Unfortunately, it beats Silaster, the only person it beat on the initiative, which is surprising. I think it's very rare that this occurs. In which case, Silaster, what is your...
Sorry, Silaster.
No.
It's okay.
Oh my goodness. Hang on. Silaster, I need you to make a reflex saving throw, please. DC 24.
$30.
You are successful unless you have evasion. You don't take any damage then, as suddenly, as a free action, it uses ice shards. A blast of icicles just hail out in a cone. They soar out, slamming into the desk behind you. These 7-foot long, like, ice spears just launch out in every direction, but you evade them somehow. How do you do this? What does it look like?
Oh, I haven't acted yet, so again, this is Silaster's instinct kicking, which is, oh crap, his body's just moving before he's realised that actually he was dodging something that's just now lodged in the table behind him. He's like, whoa, that came out of nowhere.
It takes a free 5 foot step, and then it will also get to perform its full attack as well. Armor class.
My flat-footed is 18.
That is a hit. That is also a hit. This is not going to be pretty. This is not going to be pretty at all.
I don't know, it might look like a Rorschach test, which can be quite pretty.
17 points of bludgeoning damage for the first. $16 points of bludgeoning damage for the second. As it just goes bam, bam, and just smashes down with these icy arms, crystalline and frozen.
Okay.
That is its turn. It is your turn, if you yet live.
Fine, for the moment. Curiously, that hit that came into me, did it feel like any of that was cold in any way?
That's a really good question. No. Oh, no, hang on. That is just strength. No, that's just strength.
Okay, I'm still going to do it anyway, just in case. So, as a swift action, I will use my moment of alacrity. So I'm now going 20 places up in initiative. That's our next round.
Okay. Yep.
As a movement action, I'm going to atomize a protection from energy cold.
Okay.
Which gives me 120 points of immunity.
Okay.
If he hits me with a cold attack.
Yeah, it's a good question.
Then...
Yep. And then...
I'm going to attempt to smack him with a mountain hammer.
Okay, very good. Yeah, you go to smack him with a mountain hammer.
That's possibly a fumble. That's 2 ones in a row. That's a definite fumble.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yes, unfortunately, that is 2 fumbles in a row, which means... Wait, was that...
Oh dear.
A fumble to confirm... That was to confirm the fumble, right?
I absolutely 100% fumbled.
Yeah, you 100% fumbled. There is nothing you can do to prevent that. So, I ask you, please roll a D100 as we look to the fumble table.
Oh, 51. Oh, that could be...
Right the midpoint. Right in the midpoint. Some sort of injury to the knee.
So I'm going to have to ask you to roll because that involves a weapon and you don't have a weapon. So I think it's only fair that we ask you to re-roll.
Yeah. Oh no, it's higher.
Oh, so much worse.
Oh, okay. So 84. You're so lucky. And I'm not talking about you, Silaster, Obsidian, and Ansel. You are so lucky. You hit your friend in a threatened area. Otherwise, you hit yourself for normal damage.
Thank God.
And it says normal damage, so I imagine that's just a normal attack damage from you.
Yeah, but I am in a stance, so 17 points of damage on top of what I already took.
So you do this flawlessly amazing maneuver of acrobatics where you evade like a storm of ice spears that get thrown at you, and then you... What do you do to yourself to do 17 points of damage to yourself? What do you do?
Yeah, I dodged. I gave myself a quick boost of adrenaline. I atomized that potion into me, and then I go to bring a mountain hammer down, and you know what I do? I overcompensate, I slip a bit on the ice, and my head slams into the edge of the door. I'm just like, bang! Oh!
Yeah, that's perfect. Perfect. Yeah, you just smack your head on the side of the door. That's ruthless, and I like it very much. With that said, that it was your turn, but your moment of alacrity has now put you at the front of the initiative, and we are now at the top of the round. So that means you go again, correct?
Yeah.
Perfect. So it's your turn. We go back to Xylaster as you intercept the next maneuver of the battle before it's even happened. What do you do?
Well, firstly, I'll take my attack. So I'm now going to attempt a greater insightful strike, as I've lost my mountain hammer.
Amazing. So you go for the greater mountain. What did you say it was? Sorry.
Insightful strike. It's like my Tai Chi, my only kind of like precision moves. 33 to hit.
33 to hit is a hit against the creature. You slam into it.
I imagine there'll be some damage reduction on this, but it does 52 points of damage. Somewhat making up for the embarrassment earlier.
It appears that when you strike it, there does appear to be some. Oh no! I'm so sorry. That might be a clue. There isn't any damage reduction as you slam him with your mountain hammer attack there.
Well, no, that was my greater insightful strike.
Sorry, insightful strike. Sorry, yes, but regardless, there isn't damage reduction for that.
Okay.
Anything else on your new turn, Xylaster?
He's not taking attack of opportunity, so I'm going to provoke an attack of opportunities instead of moving.
He will, and it's against your normal armor class now.
25.
He swings wide and takes out the door frame that you just smashed your head on, but you get out of the way in time.
Excellent. I'm going to atomize a cure serious wounds potion.
Oh, I thought I got you a bit good there.
If it wasn't for that critical fail, I wouldn't have.
Yeah, great. You move out of the way. Anything else as you take the potion?
That's it. 27.
Perfect. Okay. Very good. So, with that then, we move from Xylaster to Ansel. It is your turn.
Yeah. Been trying to think of what to do. It's a little tricky. Guess I will. I'm going to move forward again, and then I'm going to use flee the scene to teleport behind him.
Oh, okay.
Just because I want to know if there's anything oh, it's just a load of bodies. Great.
Yeah, you are in amongst bodies that hang from pillars and that decorate the floor. Frozen blood is everywhere.
But I will actually move to there, which will count for Xylaster as flanking.
Yes, because of your reach. Very good.
Because of my reach. But that's an action and a move action, so that is me for the turn. Because the shade can't do anything to him because it's a spell, essentially. So it'll be immune to it.
Oh, interesting. So, as you appear behind the great... well, you probably don't need to do a check. It is an ice golem that looms above you. Obsidian.
I suppose all I can do is summon. I have absolutely nothing else whilst Xylaster is standing there, certainly. You all know the one move that I've got that I could do on it that would slow it down and slowly do it damage, but it...
You can give me a Knowledge Arcana check, actually, Obsidian, just in case. Because while you know it's an ice golem,
Wee, nat 20, 34.
Nat 20, I can tell you this information straight away because that's fantastic. So you know that, like any golem, this creature will be immune to magic. Any spell or spell-like effect that allows spell resistance is completely null and void. However, there is no escaping what it is made from. It is made from ice, thus meaning that while this golem is immune to all kinds of spells and all kinds of magic, apart from fire.
Which I have 0.
Have you really got through to this point in the game and you have no fire-producing things at all?
Nothing. No fire. No fire at all. No fire. I do quite a bit of ice. I can do ice all over the place. All my summons do extra ice damage. No fire. So the summons aren't even such a good idea.
Remember, you've got to bank your resources whilst you can. You won't get the chance to get them back.
I know, that's the problem. That's why I don't want to cast Acid Fog again now, because it's a top level spell. Do you know what? I think what I'll do is just to create some distractions and help Silaster with the flanking. I will start summoning, and it's going to be... it's been a while. It will be... I'll tell you how many of them. 5th level, so 4 undead at the same kind from a lower list, so it will be 4. Let's go with the owl skeleton, so 4 grieving widows, if you remember what they look like.
I do.
Because I, off the top of my head, cannot, but they're only level 2, so I'll get 4 of those. They're not going to be very effective at hitting, they won't do a lot of damage, but they can be effective in like helping Silaster flank and taking a bit of the onus off of you slightly. But I'm only going to start summoning this round because it won't be until next round they appear anyway. So,
they're large, aren't they, Matt?
Yes, I believe they are. I will double check, but I'm pretty sure they are.
Well, we can always change them once they're posted.
Yes, they are large.
Grieving widows, so I'm going to post them in the kitchen where there's more room, and then you can place them wherever they appear. On my way back, I had to copy and make 4 of them, so... Oh, I've gone to the wrong part of the castle. You're not in that part of the castle, you're in this part of the castle. There you go. Oh, and I took a shade with me as well. There you go.
There they are. Lovely. I shall place them
when
they up here.
Oh my goodness, and him as well. There you go. So place them as you wish. If they can all fit in there.
Oh, yeah, I'm just going to leave them where they are until...
Oh yeah, of course, because you have to take a turn to summon. Gotcha. Yeah,
just going to leave them there so they're in, but they're out of the way.
Perfect. Okay, so in that case, that is Obsidian's turn. Is now the Ice Golem's turn. And while it has been racked with that devastating attack from Silaster, there's like a great chunk of ice that's been smashed out of it. It is furious. Oh, I needed to see something actually to see when it gets a certain ability back. Okay, it's going to strike at you, Silaster.
Mm-hmm.
AC, sorry.
25.
It's a miss. Possibly a critical for the second. Not a critical, a hit. So he belts you again for... Oh, that's not so bad. 14 points of bludgeoning damage. And he is going to do what I like to call the Obsidian Special, because he has improved grab, which means with a successful hit he's going to start a grapple as a free action. So he is going to grapple you. So please give me an opposed grapple check, please.
Sure.
I say that because of the other golem you met.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was 2d20.
2d20.
14.
14 in total. Unfortunately, that's not enough. He'll smack you, and with the last attack there, because he got a successful hit, he is then able to grapple you. You are grappled. Silasa, you feel icy veins of frost beginning to freeze into you as you struggle there in the doorway of this ghastly pantry. It's not something you say every day. We are back to the top of the round. Silas there.
Give me a second.
Unless you're very posh.
My ghastly pantry hasn't been emptied in weeks.
Ghastly.
Okay.
Gonna have to press you.
Yeah, I will use I will attempt a move. Was it a move action? If I want to escape, like as an escape artist, is it a move action?
Escape
or an action?
artist. I imagine it's the same as if you're trying to break the grapple. I think so. That would be grapple, which is a attack action, I suppose, or whatever that is, right?
In place of making an attack,
It's
yeah.
a standard action.
Yeah, standard action. That's what I'm trying to say. Yes. So standard action to attempt this. Correct.
Okay, for the time being, what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to attempt a full round attack by kicking with my feet, I imagine, because they're not probably held. But I take a -4 on these, so I don't think I'll beat a grapple.
So sorry, you're trying to escape artist your way out.
No, I'm going to hit him in a grapple.
Oh, you're just going to punch him in the grapple. Okay, that's fine. Yep.
Yeah, I take a -4 on these, so I'm going to
It
do a full
literally
round.
doesn't change his armor class, so it's fine.
Yeah, I think it'd be easier for me to, or more likely than another one. Anyway, first attack. No.
Miss. Or doesn't do anything.
Second attack. No.
You're
Twice
just
the same.
punching the ice and it's just doing nothing.
That's it, that's my turn.
It just looms over you, this column of elemental power. You are as effective against this iceberg as the Titanic. Let's see. That is your turn. Ansel.
I am gonna attempt to throw an Eldritch Blast, which is empowered by my Gloves of Eldritch Admixture, which adds 2d6 damage of a type of my choice, which I'll choose fire.
So go for the attack first of all, please.
Fire! That's not right. Yeah, sorry, I completely blanked on what my attack bonus was. 25.
You hit his touch armor class. Now, where you roll your fire damage, I would like you to double the dice that you roll your fire damage with, please.
Cool, great. So I think I'm assuming the normal damage from the Eldritch Blast is discounted, like it's gone, and it's just the fire damage that is added on, right?
No, your Eldritch Blast is made of fire. It's made of fire, so
Oh, is that how it works?
it's all
Okay,
just
sweet.
fire. It turns your Eldritch Blast into fire damage. So
It's all fire.
it's all fire.
So it all doubles.
Yeah.
So this is just one charge, which adds 2d6. So altogether, that's 62 points of fire damage.
Silaster is smashing his fists into this thing. I want you to explain how you destroy the ice golem.
I think his first hit hits, and then his fist just gets a bit wet, and he hits it again, and his fist is it's almost punching water now, and then it just evaporates into steam, and he just sees Ansel standing behind it with like one hand out and a firebolt essentially just having flung from it.
Incredible. Water, melting ice just rushes across the floor of the kitchen and begins spilling into drains, washing a vast portion of the blood that cakes the floor away as Ansel banishes the frost golem or the ice golem. Obsidian, you are able to cancel your summon spell, thus meaning you prevent yourself from using the spell slot.
Awesome. I'm going to atomize another health potion.
It is a miserable feeling, Silas. Your head is sore from headbutting the door frame. This thing is frozen grasp. You still feel the cold upon yourself. Even as a snow elf, the cold was bitter.
Silas, aren't you all about the cold? I thought you were raised. I thought this was your whole...
Can I just point out here, this is slightly meta, but also, yes, the elves have a slight kind of resistance to things in a roleplay sense. Snow elves don't get any actual bonus to the cold. I've had to look this up twice.
Well,
they get no resistance.
And necromancers suck against the undead. It's all a bit fucking backwards.
That's not even, like endurance, where you're better in hot or cold weather. I don't even get that. I get nothing. All I get is the icy climate.
That you have to wrap
less
up.
Charismatic. Yeah, basically. So that's why he wears his leather coat. It keeps him warm.
Which is funny because I looked and the ice golem doesn't actually... I had to look it up. I was like, note that it doesn't actually do any ice damage with its physical attacks. It only does it with its ice shard ability, which it gets every 1d4 plus 1 rounds, which it fires piercing and ice at you, which you were able to...
Hence why I thought that potion, but that's alright.
Yeah. It would also have blinded you had you failed the reflex. You then do a fortitude save and then it blinds you. Ice in the eyes! But there we are. It is vanquished.
In the eyes.
Now you're in this frosty kitchen or grim abattoir, depending on how you look at it.
That's...
Well, I think we chose the wrong door.
a lot of bodies.
It's a lot of bodies.
Isn't it? And they all look quite fresh.
Do you want them? Maybe.
I might.
Right. Well, they're there for...
So excited he forgot to unmute.
The problem is that what I want to do with them is a level 6 spell. I can only do 1 per hour. It takes an hour to cast it to raise 1.
Jesus. Would it not be better to do the ogre if you were going to do that anyway?
No, it doesn't make any difference. It's what they become rather than what they are in the first place. The body is inconsequential. It would essentially, I would be raising them as ghasts, which is the more advanced version of a ghoul, as opposed to skeletons or zombies or whatever. They would just be permanent, which is, I mean, it's cool. It's create undead rather than animate dead, which is awesome. It's not as good as greater create undead or create undead when you're a higher level because it's based on your caster level. So I probably won't right now. It might be. I think ghasts would be really handy against if we were going up against like a bunch of living things they could paralyze and all of that stuff. But in a place like this, I don't think it would be that handy. So I will eye them up for a minute and be like, I want to, but I won't.
You're like Rhodes at the end of Iron Man 1. Next time, baby.
Yeah, next time. Absolutely. That's it. I want an army of undead at my disposal in the future. That is my ultimate goal. But this level.
I have made a note, Matt. One day we will endeavour to get you an army of undead. Is there anything you wish to do in this area?
At top level, I get a spell called Plague of Undead, where I can raise a full army of undead in one go.
That's incredible. That's so cool.
Not possible.
Right. Is there anything you wish to do in this area before you proceed?
You know, Salas has a big red bruise just going right down the middle of his forehead.
And we have returned. Thank you for your patience, dear viewers. So, I was asking if there's anything that you want to do in this area before you proceed.
Proceed.
Okay. Very well. Well, there's a door ahead of you.
We should have just gone this way. But maybe not, because, XP.
Exp.
It's all about the exp.
It's when you're in a place like this, yeah. Because you need all of it that you can...
Yeah, we need to level up, really, to make it through this.
Yes.
We'll see. Yep,
Shall we?
You go out, it looks like you already have, and then turn the corner to the end of the joining corridor. There is a singular door awaiting you there.
We abandoned all pretense of stealth now. Just fucking smashing doors open, kicking them in.
I mean, Salas has got a bit of a headache.
Magnet.
He's just like, oh.
Inside is a stone table. It doesn't take any check to see that it is lightly stained with dry blood from a long time ago. The chill of this place is still present, even though the ice golem has been destroyed. There's a number of boxes and barrels and rubble that coat the walls. Nothing else to really be remarked about here, it seems.
I'll check the little back room. Why not?
Yeah, there is a back room.
Chest!
You see that there are a number of barrels, a chest, and some privies.
I get excited and run to the chest. Oh!
Rob, can you help? I've accidentally wedged myself in a wall.
There you go.
Thank you.
Help me! I'm
Press my foot on a spine.
On a snake.
on a
Fling.
I'm going to open this chest.
Very good.
You should go for it.
Yeah, just going to do it.
Can you make a reflex saving throw, please?
I knew you were going to make me pay for it. And
Well done.
it's about time, innit? Come on. Can I make a reflex saving throw? 16. Take a load of that.
Everything happens in a moment, Obsidian. You pull open the lid and you see that as you do, a glass vial with a green substance falls from the lid of the chest and it plunges towards a number of scrolls that are at the bottom. This is clearly a device that has been put in place to prevent anyone from stealing the knowledge inside. Your reflex save, however, will enable you to try and seize the vial. Now, you're acting in a second. Do you try and seize the vial?
Yeah, I want to save whatever's written on the scrolls.
Very good. You successfully do so.
Access the cat.
You now have a vial of acid, Obsidian. Congratulations.
Oh, thanks very much. Lovely. I've always wanted one of those.
Inside there are a number of scrolls and potions, of which we will determine what they are randomly. There is also a note inside that simply says, manage to haul this away. Take this chest to the privies. There will be none that look for it there.
The dead don't shit.
Correct.
Well, yeah.
Okay, so potions first.
Sounds like a really crap.
The dead don't shit, yeah.
Don't shit.
The dead don't shit.
Maybe a tagline for a film.
Yeah. Yeah, it would, yeah. So, could Obsidian, as you opened it, can you roll me a D100 first, please?
12.
I think I know what that is.
It's bound to be good.
Hey, a potion of lesser restoration.
Ooh. Not to be sniffed at, to be fair.
Not to be sniffed at.
I
already-
already 3 of those now.
I
have
also
4.
have 3, so
Maybe it is to be sniffed at.
No, they're all useful.
They are.
I've only
So,
got 2. Shall I take it?
3 each.
There you go.
Wait.
Dom, would you like to roll me a D100, please?
Sure, why not?
Oh, you look so disheartened.
Well, I found it. No, you can have it, mate.
You sure? I'll pay you back. 46.
You get a potion of keen edge. It's an oil, so it's something you can coat a weapon with. Not ideal.
Can you put that in the shared loot and we'll sell it?
Yeah.
Can I dunk my fists in
It's
it?
quite expensive. You can't dunk your fists into it, I'm afraid.
That's a shame.
I mean, you can, but it wouldn't do anything.
Yeah. It would just be useless.
Just make your hands a bit oily.
Yeah.
Michael, please roll me a D100.
Posh. 87.
Hey. Greater magic weapon, +3.
You serious?
Also an oil.
We've got a great oil of greater magic weapon +2 and an oil of greater magic weapon +4 already. So we've now.
Very handy.
Stolen from the armory, clearly.
Let's sell all of.
Obsidian, can you give me one final D100 roll, please?
46.
46 again.
Oh, that's another.
Another potion of keen edge.
Oh my god!
So, yeah, this has clearly been stolen from the armory. That was the potions. There are some scrolls inside that you managed to save with your reflex. Please roll a D100, please, Matthew.
91. 91.
You get a scroll of spider climb.
Join me.
I can't use it. I'll hand it over to Ansel. There you go.
Thanks. I've got quite a collection of paper now. I don't use it often enough.
You should use them, for sure.
I know.
Ansel, can you roll me a D100?
This is always my problem with items, is that I get too many and then I just get indecision.
We all do it. We all hoard.
59.
59. Just lost my place completely. Ooh. Magic circle against evil.
Ooh.
Michael.
The same as or circle of protection?
90.
Did I just summon Monster 3?
There's another one for you, Ansel.
Thanks.
Did I summon Monster 3?
And once again, please, Obsidian, another roll of the scrolls.
21.
Ooh, dismissal. This banishes summons, I believe.
Is somebody writing these down? I'm gonna.
I hope
yeah,
so. I hope so.
Handing them all off to Ansel because I can't use
I'm writing them down, yeah, it's fine.
So
Ansel in the
scroll
in the
of
scroll
dismissal. Cool. Matthew? No, sorry, that was... Whose roll was that, sorry?
That one was mine.
That was Matthew, I think.
Yeah, so in that case, Ansel.
42.
42, eh?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. You've got a scroll of major creation.
Major creation?
So like minor creations, that means you create a non-magical, unattended object of non-living vegetable matter. What the hell?
What does that mean?
The volume of the
A
item.
giant carrot.
What? It's such a weird game that we play. So, but that was minor creation. So you create a non-magical, unattended object of non-living vegetable matter. The volume of the item created cannot exceed 1 cubic foot per caster level. So you just create an item made out of vegetable matter. Okay.
So,
but sorry. So this is major creation. So the spell functions like minor creation, except that you can also create an object of mineral nature, stone, crystal, metal, or the like. So you can use it just to make a metal of an object.
So you can make
stone. So like a key
boat.
or a boat or a
Right.
or a cabinet.
And when it says unattended, what does that mean?
I don't know. You can leave it unattended.
Not attached to someone. Like you couldn't just make a sewer bomb on someone.
You can't make
Okay.
an anvil necklace and just have it appear around someone's neck.
Oh, I see. Right.
Or like cement shoes.
Cement shoes.
Yes. You thinking outside?
That feels like the best use for it. It seems really weird. Specifically.
Ansel, leave your vegetable matter unattended. We can't say.
It's for competitions.
Yeah, it's
It's just going to grow.
It's not
create a
dissimilar,
massive
I
marrow.
suppose, to
Top
the magical ink that we had in
Pokemon.
Mike's game, where you can make
Oh,
things
yeah.
that are useful.
Yeah.
It'd be useful for that, I should imagine. You can probably make something big enough that would be handy.
Yes.
All I can think of off the top of my head is a boat if you needed one to cross it.
Because that's what we've done previously.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I'm sure something else would show up.
D100.
I'm falling.
From
parachute. There you go.
Michael. 8. Ooh. Anti-magic field.
That's useful. Have that answer.
Scroll of anti-magic
Really, really powerful.
level 6 wizard, level 8 cleric. This was level 6. So an invisible barrier surrounds you and moves with you. Its 10-foot radius emanates from you, centered on you. Wow.
Dude, do you know how powerful that is against a vampire? That's amazing.
Summon creatures of any type and incorporeal undead wink out if they enter an anti-magic field.
Wow.
That would have been useful before, eh?
Incorporeal undead.
They reappear in the same spot once the field goes away. But still. Yeah, you can read that description to your own discretion, because there's quite a lot of description. It does an awful lot.
Switches off
It switches
every
off
bit of magic. Turns off all magical items, anything with magic resistance.
Wow.
Everything
That is
gone.
crazy.
Everything is mundane within its,
You probably find that right at the end, and you're shifting through it, and just tucked away in the corner of this chest, something immeasurably valuable is found. An anti-magic scroll. My goodness. In the privy, no less. Yes, so
It's just using it as light reading.
As long as it wasn't being used as toilet roll.
you don't notice any stains.
Oh.
You don't notice any.
Good.
But it is antimatter.
It is. Yeah.
I mean, even if it had, really,
Not
at
antimatter.
this point, mate, we'd still take it, even if it had been used. Poop or death.
Who I dare.
Or wipe it clean.
Right. That is all for this area. It seems.
Well, quite the haul.
Quite the haul.
We should really get some weapons so we can oil them up. At the minute, it's just going to be used for Silaster's cool down massage.
It's needed.
So a door stands in your way.
I will silently open the door.
Oh, we're back to stealth, are we?
Yes, my headache subsided. So, 34.
I'm still in the toilet. I imagine I'm, having a quick wee.
Pooing.
Not pooing mid-mission. No. Quick piddle. The relief.
Oh,
it's
man.
been weeks. Okay.
That's worrying.
As promised,
Here we go again.
another hall of devil statues. Ansel, you look and you see the same thing. It seems that Chained Flight was true to his word. He did say that you would encounter another one of these.
Yes, it wasn't lying.
So we're thinking that the tower that we're trying to get up is basically over in this corner.
Behind this door.
Yeah.
Or behind this door. In the middle.
No, incorrect. Incorrect. You were told that
He-
it was in the
in this-
far corner. You're currently at the bottom
corner,
middle.
yeah, I thought
That,
so.
you imagine, like
That
all
just
the
leads to
others,
the courtyard.
will lead out into the courtyard.
We don't want to do that. Right. Well,
call.
look, I've got more dispel magics, so let's do the same thing again, shall we? Because it worked well last time and it saved, bad jump checks and stuff and the risk of failing. So
Yep, so I remember the DC if you'd like to make the roll once again.
it'll be on this one here, and it'll be the same thing. We'll immediately move into the
Yep,
square there in
11
the
plus
corner and
the
nip
level of the
across.
spell is the DC that you have to beat, that's correct.
76.
Wow.
Of course.
76.
I should
Well done.
take that back.
Amazing.
I am a god. I am a god. I am a god. Deal with it.
I am a god.
29.
29 is excellent. You just snuff the magic from the devil's eyes. And it buys you time to make your moves. And you will be able
Head on
to
over.
hoist yourself over there.
We.
Whee.
Another staircase looms up into the darkness onto the battlements high above. And a door stands in front of you.
I shall attempt to silently open the door.
Very good.
29.
Very good. You silently open the door.
Uh-oh.
You see before you another pit. It blocks the way into a door, but the door is still accessible just around the drop.
A drop. I'm just going to cycle across. Oh, crap. Don't go near the hole. There'll be tentacles.
I will. What's it called? Dance of the Spider. There we go. And I will climb across the wall to there.
You're able to do so. There seems to be a distinctive lack of shadowy power down there. You suspect this might be another location that the Roper could have dragged you to. Difficult to tell. To get through the door, you will require either a jump or a balance because it is incredibly narrow to get to that last little bit there.
I mean, I'm on the wall. I'm climbing.
Oh, of course you
on
are.
the
Yeah,
actual
I do
wall
apologise. So in that case, when you get there, can you give me a listen check, please? In fact, you can all give me a listen check because the sound would be pretty loud, so you could probably hear it from where you are.
22.
22.
13.
Get out.
Sort of wish I'd rolled 2. just for the poetry.
Even you, Obsidian, hear this. It's actually quite a loud noise. You hear a dang, 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 dang. Metal striking metal. You recall the words of Chained Flight that some great forge works was part of this part of the castle.
I will attempt to sneakily open the door, just peek through and see what's there. 25.
Sure, you can open the door silently. You open the door and peek through. You see a large amount of viscera coating the floor. An orange hue fills the room. Smoke and heat coming from like a large forge and steelworks, and slamming a great hammer again and again onto an anvil. There is unmistakably a very large Minotaur. And you close the door again.
Named Orange Hue.
Orange Hue. And green tint.
Hello, my name is Orange Hue. We can beat a Minotaur. Come on, open the door. Open the door.
Solo him. Let me solo him.
Let me solo him.
No, you
It's
are
the only
Love
way
the
I'll know.
Absolutely. Go on, Silas. You pop in, and if you need us, scream.
Make sure it's blood curdling, like he's ripping my leg off.
Yeah.
Oh, God, no.
Make sure you provide details.
I will reopen
Your
the door then.
injuries.
Okay, you rip open the door. You're ripping open the door.
Not ripping open, I'm reopening the door.
Reopen.
Okay, you open the door and the Minotaur appears to be hard at his labour. Dang, dang, dang. There's like a sudden flash from the forge as like he drives like a weapon into it again to stoke its fires, and then begins hitting it with the hammer again. Dang, dang, dang. Appears to be hard at work.
Right, well, I opened the door, so let's see. What's this over here? At the bottom.
So you're looking down there. That appears to be like a raised wooden platform, only about like 5 feet raised. That is a practice stage. There are wooden dummies there that peppered with arrows and marked with slashes from drilling.
If he's a blacksmith, we may not need to fight him. We could probably just like give him some weapon oil or something.
Would you like some
Trade
oil?
you. Do you like oil? Can you sneak in and take him out, mate?
Well, I want to sneak around a bit closer, so I'd like to do a move silently to essentially stick to the wall.
Yeah, you can absolutely do that. Your senses tell you at the moment that the Minotaur's hard at work, and the sound of his work is clearly masks your arrival. Though you doing that's going to require a new check because he doesn't appear to have noticed you.
38.
Yeah. You sidle in silently and go up the wall.
So I'll go this way.
You also see that there is a door flanked by 2 flaming pillars. This also corroborates what Chainflight told you about the way ahead. This would be the back way into the tower.
Okay. I will shadow stride over to here. Just
Can
land
you
behind him.
please give me a spot check, please?
Okay. 20.
What is your touch armor class?
Ruh-roh.
My touch armor class,
Oh no.
23.
You dart over there. Whoa, okay. That's a 19 on the die, which is possibly a critical.
Uh-oh.
It's not, it's just a hit. You land there, and you're on the wall, right?
No, I would have landed in front of
you're on the floor.
chains there.
That's fine, that's fine. You neglect to realise that while the Minotaur is unaware of you, you have landed directly in front of a different entity entirely. Coiling up from out of the arms and armaments, chains sing high into the air all around you. Shoo, 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 shoo. There is a cacophonous roar as metal clashes against metal, as not one but two creatures of darkness and chain animate around you, Silaster. Can you please give me a will save before I do your damage?
Sure. Okay, not too bad. Not too bad. 27.
You resist. It's almost like you see for a moment the face of someone that you love dearly or someone that you despise. You can decide that yourself what face you see as an unnerving gaze is cast upon you. Regardless, you are still struck with chains as you are caught completely surprised. So, first of all, you take... You take 6 points of slashing damage.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I did a disservice there. You take 7 points of slashing damage.
So one extra. Okay.
And you look in horror as these creatures begin rising up, chains sort of like swirling about them. And I ask you to roll initiative.
$26.
Oh.
21.
10.
In total horror, Silaster, you realise that you've landed next to this wall of armaments and armour and chains, and to find that chains are alive, or at least are dancing to a rhythm of their own. you are still flat-footed as one of them goes before you.
Ooh.
And it's the one that's furthest from you.
Oh, that's handy.
It moves towards you. But it doesn't need to get that close. And almost Doc Ock-like, 4 vicious-looking chains rise up around it, and then zoom, 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 as 4 dancing chains lance towards you. Flat-footed armor class.
18.
Okay. Possibly a critical. That is not a critical, that is a hit. Miss on the second. Hit on the third. Hit on the fourth. So 3 attacks. For 22 points of slashing damage in total for the 3 attacks.
Eep.
And because... No, that's it. That's its turn. Silastra, these chains just lance towards you, cutting deep into your flesh. What do you do in return?
Right. As a swift action, I will drop into my Child of Shadow stance. I will then go 5, 10 to here, so I'm away from the chains on the wall, just in case.
Mm-hmm.
And then... Oh, let's hit heavy to start with. I will attempt a greater insightful strike.
Okay.
I have no idea what these are, what they can do.
Oh, I think you
28
do know
to
what
hit.
they are. It's a hit!
I think I do.
You hit.
I hit it for 57 points of damage.
Okay, you slam into it for 57 points of damage. Now, as you strike, you do find that there is a resistance there. But
Yes.
even so, 57 points of damage is pretty wild. You slam into the creature and it gives a hiss. You see in amongst the chains whirling around this creature made entirely of metal and shadow and fear. But does it fear a snow elf now? We shall see. That was your turn, Silastra, unless you can do anything else.
I know I've moved, I've done that, and a swift. I'm done.
This one will now return fire, and it is also going to ask you, first of all, to make a will save.
Oh, I mean, 36.
You have plus 17 to your will save.
But I'm in a stance, yes.
Just checking. Fantastic. Yep, you resist, and once again you see this creature try and manipulate some face from within your psyche to try and trouble you with its unnerving gaze, but you resist. However, can you resist the onslaught of the dancing chains? Let us find out. What is your armor class? Standard armor class now.
25.
25. That is a 19 on the die, so that's possibly a critical for one. And a miss for the second. Miss for the third. And the fourth. So, just possibly a critical. Let's find out. That is just a hit. Dealing. That deals 7 points of slashing damage. As these chains begin to whirl endlessly around them. Ansel, you hear a commotion from beyond, and you see a vast amount of movement just erupts from that corner of the room.
Heard him scream.
Ah!
We did.
That was the signal.
That was the signal.
He didn't necessarily scream at that point. I didn't make a point of it.
I don't think Silastic did give a signal, but regardless, there's unmistakable clanging
We were
noise.
kidding. We weren't planning on sending him in on his own anyway.
Leave it. He hasn't screamed.
I say, if you're going to tell
He made his choice.
you take me with you. Just because I can't jump over this gap or whatever.
Yeah, go on then. Yeah, I'll
Probably
teleport.
stuck out here. Big time.
Very good, you can teleport.
We don't want to be too close, do we? How about to about there?
Yeah.
Cool. And then I will and that is everything, because I don't want to get any closer, really. For now, and that is my standard action.
Perfect. Okay, so you move over there.
Yeah, I'm all good.
Okay, in that case then, as you move over there, it is now the Minotaur's turn. Who's going to wheel about, because really his attention has just been entirely focused on the first intruder, unfortunately. And you are in range. Though, that being said, my Roll20 has gone a bit mental. Can you still see and hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. You went a little
Yeah, it's going a little
screwy
funny.
for a second, but
Yeah, it's going a little funny, but hopefully we can make it just through this last bit of the session.
you're just slightly out of sync. It doesn't seem too bad.
Okay. Probably worse on
Seems to
my
be working
end.
okay.
Yeah. So, the Minotaur will do a... Let's see. He can do a powerful charge, which gives him a bonus to his attack. And he's just going to do that against you, Silaster, which means he can wheel about and get his run up and get the charge. He can land against you there. And also, he's going to charge into you whilst he's got a flank bonus, you might have noticed.
I do have a mischance.
Okay, let us determine that first or afterwards. Up to you.
Just do it now.
Very good.
It's a definite hit. If he hits, there's no miss.
Has that come up?
92. It has come up, but it's...
Yeah, it literally just came
not
up for me
one.
now. Okay.
That's not fun.
I honestly don't
Possibly a
believe
critical?
this. I honestly don't believe this. I don't want you to think I'm flat. Oh my god. Yes.
I trust you.
Possibly a critical. Definitely just a hit. Definitely just a hit. So he... Which is lucky, because I'm pretty sure this guy would kill you in one if he charged you and crit. My god. Okay, wow. For all of those assembled, please cross your fingers. For low. We need low. $32 points of piercing damage as he charges you and gores you. Could have been far worse.
Yep.
He charges with a vicious maul, but the charge, he uses his horns to just gore you. And you're almost lifted into the air from the impact of it, Silaster. almost lifted into the air with the power of the Minotaur. That is its turn. Obsidian.
Nice and simple. I cast a spell upon myself, and then look at that, right in front of the shade. Run to there, and then I just like want to get their attention.
Okay.
So I will just say to the room, just generally to the room, not just the two chain things, but to the Minotaur as well. 3-on-1 hardly seems fair.
Anything else on your turn?
Give him the old bring it, on. Come at me, hoes. Come at me. Yeah, just arms out.
We are back to the top of the round then, in that case. The Chain Devil will acquiesce to your request, and it will send 4 chains singing towards you. Obsidian? Let's see. Actually, no, first, can you make me a will save, please?
Save.
Yep.
Sure thing. Sleep, stun, paralysis, poison, or disease.
It is none of these.
Okie dokie. 24.
You resist the unnerving gaze. It might be that you saw the flickering of Naya's face in amongst the chains for a moment, or perhaps one of your children, but it's gone in an instant.
I wish the bad guys would leave my wife alone.
It's exactly what it's literally as it's described.
Would you all piss
a
off?
face resembling a loved one or an enemy. So there we are. As the unnerving gaze fails as it tries to intimidate you. The attacks, however, let us find out. First chain wreathes towards you. What is your armor class?
My armor class is 21.
21. That's hit for the first one. Hit for the second one. Miss for the third. Yeah, miss for the third. And miss for the fourth. So 2 land against you, Obsidian.
Okay, so as he strikes me, my blood sprays at him like acid. But for 2 hits, give me 2 hits of damage.
So 6 points of slashing for the first, which I don't think does anything.
Nothing.
And 4 for the second, so literally doesn't harm you.
Nothing.
But, Obsidian.
I mean, it still struck me though. Does the
Well,
anyone who deals slashing or piercing melee damage on you?
Well, it didn't do damage to you.
Didn't do damage.
It needs to make you bleed, and I think to make you bleed.
I didn't bleed.
I do, however, need you to make a grapple check for me, please, Obsidian.
Fucking serious.
Yep. Chain Devils, they like fighting this way.
I hate you.
I know you do, I know.
What's the point?
It's
What's the
doable.
point? Every monster, everything, Rob. 7, of course. I'm not going to pass a grapple check. Just say it one and we'll move on.
You are grappled by the Chain Devil, but it no longer has any attacks to use against you, so it can just hold you there at the end of its turn. It is now Silas's turn. You stand before one that you just battered, like you've broken like half the chains off this thing as it struggles to recalibrate itself. What do you do? Gotta press you.
Yeah, I'm going to take a move action to consume a potion.
Okay, you take a move action, a potion that will provoke 2 attacks of opportunity.
I'm fully aware.
Chain Devil against your AC, which is
25.
That is a miss. Minotaur, fucking prey. That is a hit with a large maul. That is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 points of bludgeoning damage.
12.
That was shit. Yeah, that was bad.
It's fine. I then gain that back. And then I will attempt a mountain hammer on this one.
Okay.
31 to hit the chain devil.
31 does hit the chain devil.
$30 points of damage, bypassing any damage reduction.
What is it like as you destroy the chain devil, otherwise known as a chiton?
Oh, excellent. I mean, I'd already sent it trembling before, and I think there was a gap in some of the chains that had crumbled, and I was able just to punch straight through the chains to its core, and whatever it was, just break it.
It gives a howling scream into the void from whence it came, but it moves no longer.
And then as a swift action, I will use my boots of translocation to move to there.
Very good. You move out the way. I imagine it's like another sweeping attack from the Minotaur comes. You move out the way. Fantastic. That is Chain Devil done, so we move to Ansel. It's your turn.
Yeah, I'll move a little bit closer, and then I will hit the Minotaur with a sickening blast, hopefully.
It gives like a snort.
15 on its touch.
15 is a hit on his touch.
Great.
Here's a
It's
big
a
boy.
fortitude save of 21, or be sickened.
He rolled 18 on the die. He passes.
Yeah, that's fair enough. And he also takes 9 points of magic damage.
Nice. Bounces off his shoulder. He goes.
And I'll move. I should have moved the shade first, but it wouldn't really make any difference. I'll move the shade next to Silaster there.
Very good. Very good indeed. Yeah, perfect. At the end of your turn, then, Ansel, we move over to the Minotaur, who rolls his maul, and he goes in for a full attack, which means he's going to swing with his maul, and he gets to try and gore you as well. Just as a heads up.
I do have mischance, but
let's roll
do those
them individually as we make the attacks then. So first of all, his attack against your armor class is
25.
That is a 2 on the die. He swings wildly, and that would miss you anyway. The gore comes in afterwards. The horns, already covered in your blood, go to your chest. A flash of a gargoyle for a moment. That is going to hit unless your mischance says anything about it.
Nope.
Unfortunately, then, yeah, the vicious gore comes in. Thankfully, not as bad as the Great Maul, but there we are. Still pretty bad. 13 points of piercing damage. Blood just streaks from your side as a terrible horn carves into you. Okay. That is its turn. Obsidian. You are in a grapple.
My options are, to be honest.
You are in a grapple.
I am in a grapple, but I'm not right next to him. Can I move at all? I can't move.
No, you are grappled. You can't move, and he can grapple at range because obviously he's got 20 feet of reach with his chains. So unfortunately,
Are the chains a part of him?
they are.
So, like, part of his body?
Yes.
Excellent. In which case, I'll just do a touch on him. And I believe I can only do 2 at a time, but I will use Enervating Touch and give him 2 negative levels.
Now that is just your ability. Now is that a spell-like ability or subject to spell resistance of any kind?
It is not subject to spell resistance, it's just a class feature.
Fantastic. In that case, then you don't need to
supernatural
do
ability.
a caster level check because he has spell resistance. Okay, so you're doing this then. In that case, you are touching him. It automatically goes off. It automatically hits him. Roll it up.
Mm-hmm. Don't need to. It's just 2 negative levels.
Okay.
Obviously, there's a save DC to remove them later, but to actually avoid them in the first place, no, can't do that. So, yep. He takes 2 negative levels.
Very good. Okay.
And that is the end of my turn.
That is the end of the turn.
And I just, with a free hand, lift the mask a little bit and smile at him. And put it back down.
We are back to the top of the round. We have come to the point where we pretty much will need to cut off, I believe. Matthew, it's up to you. Happy to leave it here at the top of the round.
I think there's only 2 more things, isn't there?
There is. But it's up to you. I want you to know that I am attempting to stop the game, so I didn't not listen to you when you said you needed to finish at this time. I did try and get us through it, but just the way it is. Up to you.
I tried.
As soon as we're finished, I'll cut off, but carry on with the...
Okay, in that case then, that is the Chain Devil's turn, and it's going to wreathe 3 attacks down upon you as it holds you with 1 chain.
Armor class is still 21, but obviously it's probably reduced because of the being grappled.
Yeah, so you're flat-footed, but plus the bonus that you usually get for your armor. So you now get your armor.
17.
So 17. Okay. 2 hits. Only 2 hits. First one. 7 points of slashing damage.
I take 1. Yay!
Hey! 8 points of slashing damage.
And another 2.
So these traces are bouncing off your damage
3
reduction.
points of damage altogether. And he will take, in retaliation,
of course,
5 points of acid damage, which is naff because I rolled 2 1s. But, more than he did to me.
Silaster, it is your turn.
Again, I will provoke an attack opportunity as I attempt to atomize another health potion.
Okay, fair enough. That is possibly a fumble.
Oh!
The Minotaur will see... Well, we'll see. What was it again? 25?
Yeah.
That is a fumble. Roll me a D100.
23.
23. That is a DC 20 dexterity check or fall prone. And stunned for 1d4 rounds.
Oh, that's handy.
I think we should do this publicly. And if you guys wouldn't mind rolling the d20 for me, I will tell you what we're adding to it. Bear with me 1 second, because I didn't actually write down the actual ability scores of the Minotaur, so bear with me. But yeah, please be ready with the d20 to roll for me, please.
Standing by.
Okay, I would like you to roll a d20 plus... What's the dexterity bonus of... Its dexterity is 10, which means its bonus is 0. So you have to roll a 20 for it to not fail.
11.
Whoa! So it swings wildly. Silaster, it just telegraphs the shot completely. Swings so hard that the strike takes it off its feet. I want you to roll me a D4, please, to tell me how long it's stunned for as it falls prone to the ground.
2 rounds.
2 rounds it is stunned. It still can defend itself, but it is stunned. It falls to the ground. That is the end of its turn. Obsidian.
Wait, no, that was attack opportunity.
That was attack opportunity. I'm so sorry. I was trying to do it as its turn. Yes.
I will atomize my health potion, which is 30. That's nice. That puts me back in a very healthy place.
Very good. So that
and
was your
then
movement.
I will deliver, well, still do an obscuring shadow veil.
Yep, you get a +4 because he's on the ground.
+4 onto this, so that's plus that. 34.
It's a hit.
So that in total is... So, 8, 44 points of damage as I just cut across his eyes.
So he took 9 points of damage previously. That's... Oh my god. Yeah, you kill him immediately. How'd you kill him?
Okay, you know what I've just atomized, and I always say that that is one of the moves. It's like a shadow blade. As he slips and falls, I see the opportunity. I get the shadow blade, and I just slice through his neck on the floor like an executioner.
The boar's head flies across the room and lands on a spike, making him look like a trophy kill on a spike. Very good. That's crazy amount of damage. Wow.
Dude, epic.
Incredible. That is the Tylas's turn. The other chain devil has gone. Ansel, it's your turn.
Cool.
I feel like I wasted negative levels on this guy. Oops.
Maybe.
I didn't realise
I'm
we
going to
could
use
take out the Minotaur so quick.
I'm going to use a scroll for fun, because I have all these scrolls, so there's no point using them, and this one's quite useful in this situation. So I can cast it and then hold it, right?
I believe so. Depends on what it is.
Yeah. Less. Well, it doesn't matter. I could cast it next to him, but then he'd get an attack of opportunity, wouldn't he?
I don't know what you're doing.
You can cast and hold.
Yeah, I'll cast and hold it, and then it would be a melee touch attack to use it, which is 11. 13 on its touch. Pretty sure I've just wasted a scroll.
Touch attack of the chain devil is 12. That's a hit.
Sweet. So, as Ansel walks over, he reaches out and just lays a hand on the top of its head. And he casts Rusting Grasp on the chain devil.
Nice.
So it does 3d6 points of damage plus 1 per caster level. Obviously, I don't know what caster level it was cast at.
No, I mean, it would have been at the whatever the scroll was, is usually what we've done. But let's have a quick look. It's not subject to spell resistance, so very good.
No.
Not subject to spell resistance. It says level 4 here. So
level 4
level
spell.
4 for druids would be like 9?
Yeah. I don't know.
Then level 4 for druid is 7. Yeah.
7.
Cool, so it's not actually that much damage, but whatever, it's fun. 14 points of damage.
Oh, well, hang on a second, because I think actually... Ooh, okay. Yeah, it'll just be that damage. I was going to see if it would be super effective against it, but I don't think it is.
No, I think it just damages it.
Against a feroz creature, Rusting Grass instantly deals. Don't know what that means. I think it's a type of enemy.
Ferrous creature, it means it's a metal creature. If it's a creature made of metal.
Oh, well, it is. Metal. It is. 100% is.
Yeah, so that's
made of chains.
the amount of damage it's done. It's 14. That's 3d6 plus.
Okay, cool.
Level.
Right, cool. Fantastic. Well, I mean, it's still incredible. What does it look like as this thing is severely weakened by that?
I think it's just the rust just starts to travel down all of its chains and across its forms. It starts to get a bit brown and mouldy.
I love it. That is Ansel's turn. The Minotaur has been slain. Obsidian.
Well, I'll just use my standard touch damage, my charnel touch, which just does negative energy damage to the tune of 10 points of negative energy damage. It's actually almost max. Very nice.
It gives a shrieking cry, but isn't slain. It just recoils from the strike, and it's back to its turn. It is going to try and lash you with 2 and Ansel with 1. I just dropped that. I'll count that because that's a 2. So that's 1 miss against your obsidian. What is the other one? What is your armor class? Sorry.
17 at the moment.
That one is a hit. Oh, that is 6 points of damage exactly. So it does nothing to you.
Nothing. So I
Ansel,
do not retort
what
with
is
any
your
blood.
armor class?
A 17 as well.
How do you evade the chain strike as it dances down upon you?
I think this chain actually does hit him, but it's so rusty that it just like disintegrates.
Nice. I love that. Silaster, it's your turn.
Silaster is going to go 5, 10, 15, 20 to here, and he's going to make a touch attack.
Ciao.
Okay, its touch armor class is 12. Go ahead.
22. Excellent. I'm now making an opposed trip attempt. He can choose his strength or his dexterity. And I'm going to swift action to give me a bonus for this.
Ooh, you know what? He's going
checking
to
him.
do his strength. He's going to do his strength. What does he have to beat?
31.
He fails.
Excellent. I launch him 60 feet, but I'm not going to launch him 60 feet. I'm going to launch him into this fire here. He will still take the damage, regardless. I'm just not hitting anyone else with it. So I throw him with ballista launch into this fire.
Okay.
He will hit the wall, land prone in the fire, and he will take...
Is that wall that pillar, not the forge, or do you mean the forge?
I was just going for the... Here, behind Ansel.
Yeah.
Because
gotcha.
he will still take the same amount of damage from this from the maneuver.
Mm-hmm.
So he will take 27 points of damage as I throw him into the fire. And then any fire damage, I guess.
Okay, so Obsidian, you take the same amount of damage as you are currently grappled with him and thrown at the wall whilst it's holding you.
I go with him. Yeah, I thought so. I'm whipped along with his chains.
So Obsidian smashes for 27 points of bludgeoning damage into the wall with the chain devil.
Jesus.
I'm so sorry. I completely forgot your chains.
He dealt me no damage at all of a sudden I'm on 31 points of damage, dude. It just hits the wall and it's like,
Oh my god.
what happened?
It was like, does he understand what he's doing? Answer, incorrect. He does not know what he's doing.
The funny thing
forgot.
is, I watch him get thrown, and it takes a second for me to get thrown. He goes, "Whoop,"
I think
I'm like,
like
"Oh,
we all
no,
just follow the chain that's attached to obsidians, and we're like,
dude.
I didn't. Oh god, I'm so sorry.
So harsh. That's really funny.
very good.
I am so sorry.
That's an excellent.
And it is more than enough to destroy the rusted chain devil, so it shatters into the wall, and then Obsidian follows him directly afterwards and plows into the fucking wall. with a dull thud, Obsidian hits the ground, and I think that is a perfect place for us to end tonight's game, as we've got to wrap it up. We're 10 minutes over.
Oh my god.
So
I'm so sorry.
amazing. We'll say very quickly, Matt, as you're running away, final thoughts before we conclude the end of the game.
My final thoughts are: I'm looking forward to taking on the tower.
Yes.
Yeah, just what the hell? What the hell, Mike?
At least he didn't kill you this time.
No, that is genuinely hilarious. So funny.
I just overlooked it.
Yeah, really cool. Really like the ice golem actually in the freezer to keep all the bodies fresh. I think that's epic. That's really funny. And yeah, I'm looking forward to more. And I apologise for having to cut out.
No, don't worry, mate. You've got a shit to deal with, man. So off you
New
go.
baby, sleep schedule. Have to go. Make the house silent now. But I will see you next time, guys. But enjoy
Take it
your
easy,
final
man.
thoughts. I've got to run.
You go, man. All the love.
bye,
Bye
Matthew.
now. Bye. Give a love and a like for Matthew's terrible endurance feat that he has to perform every night.
Yeah.
Bless him. Am I still here? I think I went a bit funny, didn't I?
You're there.
You are. You're back.
This is weird.
You did go briefly.
Yeah, I was just making a ploy for likes because Matthew has an infant to deal with. Final thoughts.
There's no depth we won't stoop to.
Absolutely, there is no. Don, you were speaking, so you can continue speaking. Final thoughts at the end of the game.
Oh, why? Thank you. I enjoyed the both of the sort of fights. I initially went, oh well, there's nothing I can do here, and then looked through my items for once and did things I don't normally do. So it was perhaps something I should do more. But yeah, I'm also looking forward to the tower, and that we've got a backup plan potentially if we can get hold of the
Glass of Atonement.
That's the word. Thank you. I was just looking in
That's
the
right.
notes.
I have it written here, so it's easy for me.
Yeah. So knowing that if all else fails, hopefully one of us can get into position to place that might save the day.
Yes, indeed.
I also really loved the bird. Forgotten the bird.
Kenku.
What's the bird called?
Yeah,
Kinku.
Yeah, chain flight.
Yeah, chain flight. Very much enjoyed his input as well.
Yeah, so Lucas Leon, who very kindly subscribed to us using Amazon Prime, was able to name a NPC and create an NPC, so effectively sent me the details. So if you guys aren't doing anything with that Amazon Prime thing, if you haven't used that for Twitch, if you want to use it and name and add a character to the realm, to main realm, then hit us up. I might extend that to other things. Maybe if we'll do like a thing about subscribing or something. I don't know. But for the time being, yeah, if you want to use that and to name and have a character included, I will put effort into making sure that they are cool and use well, like Chain Flight. I decided to make him a bard, but a bard that can only use his powers in the minds of people because so he can only sing to you in your mind, which is quite fun. But there we are.
Very cool.
Michael, final thoughts at the end of the game?
Yeah, lots of good moments. I think everyone had a chance to flex as well.
Yeah,
that,
even Stevens around, I think. Yeah,
a solid blow to the roper. Salaster one-shotted the ogre. Ansel just melted the entire golem. There's lots of everyone having just these epic moments. Yeah, I think Silaster's thoughts are just going up the tower as well, like everyone, and
yes,
what lingers and what lies.
Mm-hmm.
And the 5 chambers as well.
Yes.
And the ever-ticking clock. Day and a half.
Yeah, day and a half to go.
Left.
Yeesh. We'll see. We will see. I liked your phrase, you have to go up to go down in this. I was like, oh yeah, that's cool. You do have to go up to go down. So we will see what happens when they go up next session, because they have the doorway into the Red Tower now, the Crimson Tower. So we shall see what happens next time on Knights of the Apocalypse. If you liked watching us live, then please feel free to follow us. Like I mentioned, if you want a character named after you, subscribe with Amazon Prime to us, and I will work with you to include a character like I asked Lucas Leon to provide me some details. And if you like this video on YouTube, give it us a like and subscribe if you'd like to see more like it. All that's left to say is the immortal adage of our gaming group: bone them rolls.
Bone the rolls.
Away.
Away with you.
Begin.
Don't begin. End. I'm trying.
Begin?
I thought you said begin.
Christ, Michael.
It's still not muting. It's really upsetting. We're still here. It's doing that thing. And no, it's not. It's not finished. It's finished.